I've never seen such hardcore, rabid, command and control progressives get their way so much. And it's not just on the state level, it's also on the local level. Think of Boulder. Think of the oil and gas bans. Boulder just put in a permanent moratorium. This is not the Colorado I grew up in.
Rock, you don't have to touch your face to the mic, but just be sure you speak up clear and directly, and speak up, okay?
Okay.
Here's your volume for your headphones. You're welcome to surf the net. If you do log into anything personal, social media, just be sure you clear the history. It is a public computer. But you're welcome to use it for research, whatever.
I brought my smart books.
And you're welcome to, your Wi-Fi is right behind you there.
Okay, great.
So you're welcome to use your own equipment for that as well.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Most of the time, I would say when you're in, we would have a PC, but not always. So just so you know for future. And I want to get you untwisted here.
Some good news on that. There's still residual backups that should start to improve.
And there's your water, and then just let us know if you need anything at all. Okay? We're not getting started for another 8 or 9 minutes.
Okay.
Did you get me a sandwich?
Make us a sandwich, woman.
It'll be sunny, hot today. Hit the century mark.
I still think that's one of
The best lines ever.
Around 65 right now, mostly cloudy and 80. With your traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30.
Jump in on everything, man. Seriously, don't be shy jumping in. I'm not kidding. Like if there's a call about somebody that got ripped off buying a used car, if there's some experience you've dealt with.
Seriously?
Oh, dead serious. We want to personalize you as one of the reasons you're in. So you become literally one of us while you're in here. So anything to do with business, anything that you can add, just jump in and add. I'm not kidding.
Well, I have a ton of experience on a lot of things, so,
good.
you know.
Yeah, anytime you've been ripped off, or maybe, you know, someone calls and they just got fired, and maybe you've been fired before, anything that is relative to you, not just your business, you want to bring up.
Now, do I want to, now, should I raise my hand?
No.
No?
No. You'll be able to tell. Just, you know, try to make it smooth. You know, by the time you do this for a year, you'll jump in. If you ever listen to, like, Frank, well, Frank's not actually a great example, but Jay Brett's, when he's in, he's just done it so many times. But I'd rather you be on the fast path of getting used to it. Because we'll be talking back and forth and doing a lot of stuff, but the bottom line is you just got to jump in.
This is an amazing country. This is just amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, you're going to like it. It's going to be great for you. But really, man, I can't say that enough. Just don't be intimidated. You just got to jump in. And honestly, if you disagree, that's good too. There's no problem. Tom might think one thing. I might think another. You might have a third opinion. So, I mean, really, you're here to be part of the show.
I can't believe this.
But we don't talk. We're not just talking by any about what you do in Rock and Associates. Or,
No, American Restoration.
correct, American. Oh, I needed to get her a sheet on you because I just didn't have one. Let me build it real quick. I'm glad you're here.
Is this your website here?
Yes.
Is that the correct number I should use? Because I put a banner up when you talk.
No. That's we're American Restoration 24/7.
Okay, so that's what we want for the name, right?
Yes, American Restoration 24/7.
Rock.
How you doing?
The man.
Okay, and then what's the website we're going to give out when we give one out?
And I got all that.
No, you don't. You don't have a show sheet. I got to create it.
American Restoration.
Amrest.
Are the website is
247.com.
Yep.
So spell it for me.
AMREST 247.com.
And then phone number you covered.
I got you covered.
It's 8337 8337 Amrest, which is
AMREST.
Yep.
That's it. 8337 Amrest.
Yep. That's it.
And then what is your what name? Just Rock, period?
Yeah, just Rock.
Just go by Rock.
Or
Like Share is Share.
No, Rock Terry would be fine.
Rock Terry.
Rock Terry, yes.
Rock Terry Scissors.
You sure you don't want to be like Sharon?
No, I'm not. No.
Terry's T-E-R-R-Y.
Correct. T-R-R-Y.
Your first name, Corey, is the one that has E-Y.
Yes, correct.
From the Denver Trial Lawyers Weather Center.
This report is sponsored by Exxon
Now, why
and
the fuck
Mobil's
would that
new
happen,
Synergy
folks?
Supreme
Why?
Plus Premium Gasoline.
I'm not sure about that. My stuff shouldn't be coming up like that. Under 100 again.
Why, did you not log out?
Oh, I sure as hell did, and I'm on incognito. But what I'm saying is where it started.
Mobil's new Synergy Supreme Plus Premium Gasoline.
I'm just.
The best fuel ever.
It's a long
Keeps your
story.
engine 2 times cleaner for better gas mileage. It's supreme.
It's just part of life.
Premium. It's supreme.
Oh, thank you, Mark, for that perspective.
You're welcome.
Such a
I try to enlighten you as much as I
Oh,
can.
you
in
do,
this.
and I love the help you give me with my diction.
You know, I bet you anything. I'll bet you lunch, Rock. I know where you
Oh,
got
no.
those screws.
Don't
those
fall
shoes.
for it, bro.
There's nothing to fall for. I'll bet you lunch. I know where you got
Where
those
do I get
shoes.
'em?
He's
You gonna
doing
bet?
it again.
He's doing it again.
Seriously, it's not
Well,
doing
Guess
it.
what he's doing?
No, I think you know. You got them on your feet. You owe me lunch. bro.
That's what I told you, man. I warned you, bro.
No,
I
I'm
warned
joking.
you. Sorry. Warned him. Warned him.
Oh man.
Georgia Republican ballot. Government can't raise employees.
Okay.
Government does provide an environment for business to raise wages.
I do like Del Frisco's, by the way.
Okay.
They got a great bone-in ribeye for lunch.
Adjust the log. Explain how that works to him.
He knows, and
Thank you, bro. I didn't mean not to talk to you,
He knew
mister.
the answer to the shoe joke. He had not heard it. I tried to get lunch out of him.
It all started when I was in New Orleans, and this guy walked up to me and tried to pull it on
Did
me.
he do that to you, Mark? Is
Yep.
that how it happened?
That is how it started.
He's
Wow.
stealing stories from everybody. He stole Suzanne's story.
She got so mad when I stole that story.
Do you know
I don't
do you
remember
know,
what it was.
what's Dreyfus's name? Her first Marie,
Juliet?
Julia, Marie.
No, Juliet. What's
Dreyfus?
Juliet.
I love her.
Dreyfus.
I
Wait,
love her.
That's how bad I swelled up.
What the fuck's her middle name?
I love her.
Beautiful,
But I
huh?
want to tell you
I
something.
can't believe I can't think of her name.
Julia.
Lewis.
Show you mine.
Juliet Lewis.
It's
Dreyfus.
Julia.
No,
Julia-
Julia Lewis. No,
It is Julia Lewis Dreyfus.
no, I don't think it doesn't sound right.
Julia
You're
or
right.
Juliet?
You're actually right. It doesn't sound right. We'll
Hey,
do it.
Mark,
I thought it
but
was
you know
Juliet.
that she has won more Emmys.
Oh, she's unbelievable.
No, more Emmys than any other person in history. Now,
That I didn't know.
yes, more Emmys than
Yeah,
anyone in history.
Julia Lewis
Lewis.
Dreyfus.
Yeah. Now,
Julia, not
did you know
Juliet?
this?
Julia.
Lewis,
Oh,
did you know this? Her family is as rich as fuck.
Yeah.
So when you've got places to go and people
But
She didn't have to work a day in her life if she didn't want to.
She is such a brilliant woman. I love her.
all major brands of
She was great.
like Wall
I
Street.
They
love her.
all were great.
What did her parents, what did they own?
To help you stay on track. Like our
Do you remember?
Wouldn't you like to
At
know?
Walgreens,
I have
we're
no
your
idea.
diabetes. Stop by and talk to your pharmacist today. Walgreens. Trusted
God, they are wealthy though.
Pros do it right by
Really?
relying on trusted brands.
French-born American, the Dreyfus Group.
Shop for
Oh,
bonus
the old Dreyfus.
Oh,
This is the Dreyfus Group.
combo kit, 2 batteries.
Of course, her dad's name is Pierre.
And get a dual 16
Pierre Louis Dreyfus.
Software set for $19.98.
Couldn't be any more French than that.
Here's
As
something
French
about
as
her.
it gets.
I'm going to tell you something about her, the truth. I did not think she was attractive when she was on Seinfeld.
I think
Oh,
she's attractive.
No, I did not think she was at all attractive on Seinfeld.
I did.
And as she got older, no, you thought she was attractive
Yeah.
younger?
Absolutely, I
No,
thought she
now I
was
think.
attractive. You know what it is, too?
Now I think she
Honest to God, how funny she is was very attractive.
No, like,
I'm not kidding you.
But right now, she looks. Don't you agree? She looks better than she ever has.
She glows.
She looks.
She
really
glows.
It does look better.
Her face is my case.
Johnny. No, his name wasn't Johnny. What was it?
Yeah, it was.
Johnny?
No.
No. What was his name, man?
Who are you talking about?
The black attorney on
It's
Seinfeld that represented
Kramer.
Kramer.
Oh.
Cochran. Johnny Cochran.
No, that's the
No.
real guy.
That's who they took it off of.
You know, the guy. What was his name? He had a funny name.
Jeez, why are we like
I
stupid
love
today?
him.
Oh
Oh my God.
Your face is my case.
Yeah, him.
Jackie.
Jackie what?
Jackie Childs.
Childs.
I love him.
Dreyfus. I want to see this net worth. Dreyfus Group. Net worth.
Yeah, let's invest in it.
They do something right. Here we go.
Investment company.
The family is worth over $200 million.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was billions.
I'm
just a mere 200 million.
I know, isn't it funny how we like...
No, but nowadays, truly.
Oh, there's people with $100 billion.
Yeah, but not that many. Not truly.
You got Bill Gates, you got Buffett, and some
with 100 million is very rare. Billionaires are very rare, but here's what I don't understand.
There's a shitload of millionaires now, though.
But billion, oh my God, it's just, Mark, see, I always had a goal, not because I like money. I had a goal to be a billionaire, and I think I'm going to make it. I
totally fucked up. Jared Lewis Dreyfus, his net worth is $3.4 billion.
Okay, that's...
I set my sight too low.
And they were Dreyfus Energy Services.
I made it to $1 million 3
and
times
he is the
now.
great-grandson of Leopold Lewis.
I made it to $1 million 3 times now.
Yeah,
but that's nothing nowadays.
I was 20-something.
Yeah, that's nothing nowadays.
You know,
$1 million is fuck. They
Yeah,
say right now...
I'm not talking about net worth. I'm talking about income.
Income? No, I've never had that.
Here's the deal.
You mean like in a year?
People who say they're millionaires, that doesn't mean as much as cash flow.
Yeah, it doesn't, because it's most of the time it's all an asset.
Fuck, in cash
it's
flow...
a fucking house. If you have a house, you can be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Cash flow doesn't mean as much as your fucking burn rate either.
Oh, for sure.
You can have great cash flow, but if you spend it too fast, none of that fucking matters.
But I have these people I call $400,000 millionaires. You know, they act like they're making millions of dollars. They drive the most expensive cars. They're leveraged. They help.
Yeah.
And it's all anxiety. But you know.
And their net worth is what, 400? You're saying?
No. Their income is 400 a year, and they're acting like multi-million. You know what I'm saying?
Got it. Yeah, no.
They overextend themselves.
Yeah, they're buying $200,000 cars. Blah, blah,
they just overextend themselves.
If you watch the...
Hi. Tom Martino here. Welcome to the only show that's kind anywhere. Was my mic off a little? Okay, you screwed up there, Mr. Ed. Oh, horse is a horse. I'm Tom Martino. This is a consumer show. We solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. We make people's lives a little easier. There is nothing like it on the air anywhere. Spread the word. Please, tell at least one new person today. I'll tell you why. We had this guy in the Sleaze Parade the other day, and I get a call from a friend of a friend, Sue. She says, I know more about this guy. But she said something that bothered me. She said, I told people who were victimized to call Tom Martino. And a couple of people said, who's Tom Martino? Now, I don't presume to be so famous everybody knows me. No. But I've been here, going on 40 years here in Denver, solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints. And I'm not hurt that somebody said, who's Tom? I'm more upset that people aren't getting the help or the preventive measures. I mean that, okay? Yeah, I fool around about, celebrity and all that, but really, truly, I absolutely love what I do, and I love the people I do it for, so I'm asking you to tell people about the help. So many rip-offs could be prevented if people listen to this show. You would be so educated, not only to the actual scam, but signs of a scam. So please take part. Now, speaking of Sue calling me, she says, I noticed on your Sleaze Parade, and I heard on your show, that there's this guy. He's a scammer. Okay? Now, he's from Florida. He ripped off many people in Florida. Since the story hit the Sleaze Brigade, we've heard about numerous additional rip-offs. The complaints involve taking money and not doing work, or in some cases stealing, and in one case using a customer's credit card to go gambling. Now, there was a time a guy like this could come from Florida. We'd never know it. He'd fleece a whole new flock. But with the internet, there's no hiding. Michael Leonarchik, under the name of Keystone's Fence and Deck, swindled 2 homeowners out of around $4,000. He took money up front, promised to remove and do some fencing. He removed partial, walked away. And when we called the guy, he admitted he did not complete the job, and he says he doesn't care what people think of him. And of course he wouldn't. If you look at mugshots.com and his criminal record, the guy is a thief, a liar, a cheat, a ripoff. He's the latest one. The front page, sleazebrigade.com, but there are many people there you should avoid. He's known as Michael James Leonarchik, Mike Leonarchik, James Leonarchik, Jim Leonarchik, Mike Jim, and Mike James. He's also on Facebook. His phone number, I want to see if it's still working. Please let me know, but let him know that we know about him now. If you see this number anywhere in any ads, avoid it. And you may want to call him and say, your time's up. We found out about you. Move on. 720-692-9695. 720-692-9695. You know it's our job to get rid of the bad scammers and to let people know about them. But you know another job we have is telling you about great people. Oh, my goodness. Mark and I lamented every spring when we had high winds and we had floods and we had weather, or somebody was renting out a home and it was converted to meth, or they find asbestos or lead. And restoration companies, now I'm not going to tell you, they're all ripoffs, but unlike other industries, in other industries, let's say car dealing, most of them are honest with a few bad ones. Let's take contractors. Most of them are good with a few bad ones, or maybe more than a few. But let's take restoration companies. I'm sorry to say with restoration companies, most of them are bad with a few good ones. That's the problem. So, I mean, it's a really high-risk field when you have water, damage, flood, wind, whatever it is. Here is the danger. The danger is that you're under pressure and you don't shop around because you don't have time, right? Who has time to shop around? You're under pressure. I always tell people, put in your wallet names of people that you can depend on in an emergency. An attorney. I'm serious. I mean, if you get popped for a DUI or you're dumb, we don't live in a perfect world. Something happens. You get in a scuffle with a neighbor. You don't want to have to shop when you're in trouble. An attorney. Also, you want a restoration company. You do. Because these are things, when it happens, you want to know. So American Restoration 24/7, very easy to remember. We'll talk to him as we go on. Rock's here, the owner. So we're going to talk to him, and I want to know why the industry is the way it is. But really, let's talk about your problems. If you have any specifics you want to talk about. Let me get to the phones, okay? Because I'm babbling, but I want to remind you, sleazbrigade.com. Always check Sleaze Brigade. Tell people about the show, please. At least one person. And I mean that. Tell them about the show.
Give out that number real quick to that deadbeat you were just talking about.
Okay, again, I'll give that out. I just had it, and I will do that again, I promise. Okay, here it is. 720-692-9695. Mary, you're selling a house. Now, I believe you wrote to us, and I think I responded to you, and I said I wanted to talk to you. This is for everyone listening, live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on other radio stations, and iHeartRadio app, and also KHOW, our flagship in Denver. Mary wrote to me, and this is an example where we get back to people. We got back to Michael and Bonnie as well. We love this. So if you're ever listening, 303-MARTINO, leave a message. We'll get back to you. Or help@troubleshooter.com. So, Mary, explain your situation, and then those listening can also benefit because a lot of people make mistakes as they go toward retirement. Go ahead.
Well, I just want to say I'm so honored to be able to be on the show.
Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome. We purchased a house about 5 years ago in Palmer Lake. We bought it for we owe $220,000.
Now, a house in Palmer Lake 5 years ago, right?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. How much is it worth?
It is now, depending on what website I go to, about $400,000.
Okay, basically $400,000, and the loan is
$220,000.
Got you. So it's about 50% loan to value.
Yeah, pretty good.
Okay.
We are renting it out for $2,000 a month right now, and we are living south of Colorado Springs on my mother-in-law's property. It's 5 acres. It's a 50-year-old trailer that we live in. It still has wheels under the foundation of it.
And your mom owns the property.
My mother-in-law owns the property.
Okay.
And so we're looking at building a house, getting something concrete that does have acreage for us. My mother-in-law does not want us to take a lien against the 5 acres to build a house.
Well, what do you mean by she doesn't want you mortgaging a home on her land?
Absolutely.
She doesn't. In other words, the land is hers. She doesn't want to give you the land.
Well, it is supposed to be willed to my husband, God forbid, when she passes away. But
maybe.
That's hearsay as well.
But she doesn't live on that land too, does she? It's just one trailer? Okay.
Yes. Yes. So we're looking at where can we get the best bang for our buck. If we can make almost $200,000 by selling our house in Palmer Lake, that will help us with our retirement. Or do we put that towards another house?
Right. Okay, let's talk about it. This is important.
Yeah.
First and foremost, how long you been renting it?
2 years.
Okay. The requirement to get the tax-free exclusion, and I say tax-free, it's up to $250,000 for an individual filer and $500,000 for joint married, okay? So you get an exemption on capital gains. Now, a lot of people, just while we're on the topic, a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that if they make more than that or they make money, that as long as they buy something more expensive, they're covered. They're not. In a personal residence, it doesn't matter what you buy, you will be taxed on whatever gain you have above the exclusion. So for those listening, because a lot of people say, you know, oh, I bought another house. Because one guy I talked to in this building was making $1 million on his house because he had had it for so long. $1 million. Take away some expenses, about $800,000. He's single. He gets $250,000 as an exclusion. He has $600,000 taxable. He says, oh, no, it doesn't matter. I bought another house more expensive. I said, no, it does matter because you're going to be taxed on the $600,000. You're going to be taxed roughly 20%. So in your case, I wanted to say that you don't have to worry because you're under even $250,000 gain. So you're not going to be making enough money. It's going to be tax-free. So should you sell it and then take that money and should you put it towards something else, you're asking, right?
Right.
What about a couple very obvious questions? Why don't you live in that house? I'm just curious. Why wouldn't that be your home?
It does not have acreage. It doesn't have acreage.
You don't like it?
Well, I mean...
It's not your retirement dream.
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
Ideally, if you could sell this property, this commercial property, you're going to pay tax on it, by the way. I was suggesting as a primary resident, you don't have to worry about any taxes because of the $250,000 exclusion. But because it's a commercial property, you're going to pay on every dime. You have $175,000 right now taxable on that. And it'll be taxable as an investment. It's not short-term, but it's long-term. So, Mary, my question to you is, you've owned it for 5 years. So you have lived in it technically 2 out of the last 5, haven't you?
Yes.
Okay, never mind. You can get that exclusion. So
can we?
Yeah, you can get the exclusion as long as you've lived in the home you're selling 2 of the past 5 years. Hold on. We got more. Michael, don't go away because we're going to talk about this RV that was towed away. And Bonnie says she can't use the restroom in her own apartment. That might be a habitability issue. We have more right after this. Well, Rock, welcome. I basically had to get my software up and running before I could talk.
If they depreciated that house while they rented it, they're going to have to pay the tax on the depreciation that they did, too.
Yeah. I'm up against selling a hangar right now.
What's that?
I'm up against selling a hangar right now, but I think we're going to do a 1031 exchange.
Now, you can do that with commercial. Mine, my hangar went way up. No. They don't make them anymore. Well, at Front Range, there's plenty of expansion. But that airport seems to be dying to me.
It is, and I don't know why.
Because it's such a beautiful location.
Well, they keep planning for 4 years in the future instead of...
Are they a spaceport?
Yep. Every planning they've done is 4 years in the future.
Do you know there are certain airports around the country now, Mark, that will be designated spaceports for returning spacecraft? Jeez. Yeah, is that cool?
Front Range is one of them.
Let's talk about David Salisbury, attorney at law. David is here to help you with inevitable law. That means if you have a problem and somebody just died and you don't know what to do, you get a free consultation. He also can draw up wills, trusts, probate, and all of those things that you need at a very critical time. And this is another one where you shouldn't have to shop around. Do it now and plan and keep David Salisbury in mind. 720-493-3911. Here's the deal. He has flat rates on all work. So if you want to have a will done, they start at around $600. Now, depending on how complicated it is, he'll give you a flat rate, and you're not nickeled and dimed. He does the same with trusts and other things. So if you need any help, an immediate need, you can call him. If you have a question, you can call him. David Salisbury, he's on my referral list at referrallist.com. 720-493-3911. I'm so sorry, it just came up in front of me. Let me get this straight. It was, we can put Centeno in there, right? Okay, I'm so sorry. I don't know why that happens to me. Let me make sure. Centeno K&H Flex. Centeno K&H Flex. And then,
when you can see learning and attention issues on their side, you can be on their side. That's
Fix Q Pro. Fix Q Pro.
Parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Go from misunderstanding to understood.org. Brought to you by Understood in the Ad Council.
Rock?
Yes.
What's really important to me when I represent people, more than anything actually, is not what to say, and I love your company, it's not what you hate hearing. So if there's anything you hate hearing, because it's not true, or you don't do it, or it's a misunderstanding, or something, in marketing, everyone has their things they just don't want any part of. So is there anything in your ads you don't like to hear? Like, I'm not saying there is one, but I mean,
we
so there's nothing that when it comes to people having a misunderstanding about what you do or anything, there's nothing that you can think of that we need to correct the perception.
We're a turnkey solution for you.
No, okay, so nothing grates you about what I might say about the company.
No. Okay. You can say whatever you need to say.
Good.
Whatever comes to the top of your mind. We have all the certifications. It's a big thing. We're certified.
Yeah, you really have a good presentation, so that's why I'm happy that we're able to represent you. Really.
Well, thank you so much.
I think you gave a good impression. I mean, I'm serious about that. As far as now, would you rather have more of the restoration work or more of the brain scientist work?
It's all the same. It's all green in the end.
Okay.
Sometimes there's a lot of
but
this.
Do you want us to advertise any of that science stuff, or mainly you want to really?
See, the thing is, people don't. They think they're doing restoration, and then they need science.
Okay.
So that's where.
So you can tell them when.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
That's the thing. People think someone called me yesterday. Oh, we're remodeling so and so. There was a floor tile under there. We just dug it up ourselves. They have a spill in their house. Wherever they dumped the flooring, they contaminated.
Better not put it in the trash.
Exactly. So the thing is that when you're just talking restoration, it creates science problems. You think I have mold. Why am I sick? Well, somebody else is sick. I'm not sick. Well, why is Mark Major sick? He's a healthy guy last week.
Right. The worst I ever got ripped off was by a restoration company.
Really?
Colorado Cocat.
A lot of people say that.
Cocat?
Colorado Cocat.
Man, did we get a lot of complaints.
We had a $500 rug.
Are they still around?
I don't know.
Mark?
Actually, no. They've renamed themselves.
Oh, they had a lot of complaints. We had a.
I'm Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Rock Terry with us. American Restoration, 24/7. Rock, this is a good time to have you on. I'll tell you why. Spring's coming. We get winds, we get hail, we get storms. What's the busiest season for restoration, by the way? I didn't even ask.
Well, it's depending on the weather.
Is his mic on? Is his mic on? The button? Help him. Yeah, and put the mic close to you.
Okay. It depends on the any season can be the busy season.
But there's no one that you say, okay, we're in the season. Wouldn't spring be like this, or summer? No.
Depending on we could just have a great rainstorm or great some real inclement weather.
Yeah.
That could create 2 months worth of work.
You know what? I just thought of this though. Winter, pipe freezes and all that. Oh my God! Is there a number one catastrophe or property trauma that happens mostly? I mean, what's the most popular one?
I'd have to say, water is a strong force.
In what capacity? Like flood or burst pipe or storm?
Burst pipe.
All of them.
Storms. Just
water would be the number one destroyer.
Number one destroyer.
Man, we've heard of people going away on vacation or over a weekend, and the water pipe breaks. Holy crap! Anyone listening, now I just mentioned this. If you don't have an automatic shutoff on your main water, you're nuts. Now, what that is in the room where the main water supply is, you need some kind of a sensor. But then there's another sensor, and I don't know how it works, but it senses when something's on a long time or the water's running, and it turns off your main water. You know, Suzanne, I'd like to get someone, either from Fix-It or Plumbline, if they deal in these whole house shutoffs and how they work with, because if you put sensors in, what good is a sensor in that room? Yes, if your main pipe breaks in that room, it would turn it off, but what good is having a main shutoff if you have a leak up in a bathroom? Do you have to have a sensor where do you put the sensors? I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know how they work. I just told people you better get one, and I don't know how they work. Let's keep going. Mary, bottom line, right now you are making a ton. What are your expenses on this house, Mary? What is your expense as far as mortgage and all of that? What is your monthly? What do you clear at the end of a month's rent?
$600.
$600, and is that, and that's roughly after doing everything. So you can almost depend on $600, right?
Right.
All right. So okay. Now, what would you do with that money? Buy another place? Is that what you're thinking? In other words, you sell it and buy another place. Would you pay that place off that you bought?
If we did sell the Palmer Lake house, we could purchase property and a house and pretty much pay all that off.
That's what you should do then. But I was here. It all comes down to money. If you could get another home and you could, borrow on it for a very little amount and make more money on the equity you have in the other house, well, then you do it. Math doesn't lie. Of course, there's risk keeping the other house, repairs and all of that, but then again, you have upside with appreciation. So it's usually a wash when the risk of repairs and all that compared to escalation in value. I would say that if you can sell that house right now, take advantage of the tax-free money, and then buy another one, I think you're golden. That's what I would do. Wouldn't you do that, Mark? I would not try to do anything else and finagle it, because very seldom do people get tax-free dollars. And by the way, you can chime in if you have anything to say ever. Okay, just by the way, you're not just here for Restoration Rock. When we have our people from the referral list, they can chime in, because I'm sure we all have knowledge in different areas. So, other than that, is there anything else? I mean, that's a pretty obvious choice. Sell, take the money, buy, pay off, live debt-free.
Okay.
You're in a good situation.
You mentioned that if we've lived in it the past 2 years, we have
not past 2 years. 2 of the past 5 years.
Awesome. Then we're good to go.
That's right. 303-713-TALK. Michael, welcome to the show. What's going on with you, Michael?
Hey, Tom.
Hey.
Thanks for taking my call.
What is happening?
Well, see, I am a homeless person who is...
You're homeless.
That's true.
How'd you get homeless? I want to hear.
Well, I'm bipolar.
Mm-hmm. And what does that mean? I mean, how does that turn into homelessness?
People don't always understand bipolar people when they go through their highs and lows of depression.
Right. That's true. If you stay medicated, you're fine, right?
Right.
Well, how are you doing on that?
Well, right now I'm doing pretty good. I'm attempting to get myself out of homelessness by being an entrepreneur. So I'm starting a company that's called Fun Events, P-H-U-N Events.
And what do you need our help with?
Well, see, I took my RV that I bought because I'm on Social Security, and there was this homeless guy that was living in a tent, and it broke my heart.
You saw a guy living in a tent, did you say?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He
and it broke your heart.
Flying signs down off of Hampton and Wadsworth.
Yeah.
And he's a transgender person.
Yeah.
Very colorful.
And so how does this guy play into your life? What happened?
So I set up a deal where I sold sold her my RV so that she wouldn't have to sleep in the tent.
Oh, I get it. Well, that's very nice of you.
And so she made a down payment last month and moved in and is excited about her new home.
And she's living in the RV where?
Down at Hampton in Wadsworth area.
I mean, what I mean is where? Is it on the street?
The RV was parked in Mission Trace Shopping Center.
Okay. Okay, so what happened to her? It got towed? Is that where we're going with this?
Towed about an hour after she pulled in. She went over to get a cup of coffee and came back, and the RV was hooked up by Wyatt's Towing.
And now by the time she pays all the fees and stuff, it's going to be ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, right now she's back on the street because the RV's at Wyatt's Towing.
When did it go to RV? I mean, how much is the bill right now? I fear it's going to be outrageous.
A couple $100 right now, and it goes up like $30 a day.
Okay, what's her story? Is she on drugs? Is she a meth? Is she anything I should know about?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
She's just a retired military vet on full.
She's a retired military vet. How old is she?
Approximately 65, maybe.
And right now she's on the street. She was living in the RV. The RV is at Wyatt's. Call and find out exactly how much it is to get it out.
Okay, I can do that.
What did you sell it to her for?
Well, I sold it to her for $1,000 a month and told her that.
How much is it worth?
It's like, I don't know. I guess when you value worth.
No. What I mean is, what? Tell me about the RV. What year is it?
It's a 1985 Mini Winnie.
So okay, and how much? You say $1,000 a month. What the hell did you sell it for? How much?
I told her that if she made 15 payments, it would be hers to keep for the rest of her life.
15 grand on an 85 Mini Winnie?
Well, it's a one owner and it's only got 100,000 miles on it. So
no, bro. I mean, okay, listen. You sound like you have a good heart. I'm not going to argue with you, except that a 1985 Mini Winnie is not worth 15 payments of $1,000 each.
Well, if you're accounting in interest that other places charge and rape you for, like the check cashing companies that charge 200% interest.
Michael.
All I'm telling you is that I'm just
I know, and I like you calling for her. Let's find out where it is and talk. Listen, I'm telling you, Michael, it's not worth 15 grand, not even close. And they don't charge 400% interest at used car places. But I think look, this is a terrible thing. Okay, I'm a terrible person. Call me that. I don't care. But there are certain things I just can't keep in, and that is, okay, we're going to help her get this out so she can keep making payments to you. And that purchase, if it came from anyone else, I would say it's a ripoff. It's an absolute ripoff. 100,000 miles on a 1985 Mini Winnie, but you say it includes interest. What, are you kidding me? Okay, a 1985 Mini Winnie. Let's talk about what it's worth. I don't know we're doing this. I don't think we're doing a lady a favor by getting it out so she can buy it from him for 15 grand, $1,000 a month. Sure, he's saying, well, I'm financing it. That's true. There's a certain amount of convenience to what Michael is doing. This woman has no credit, nothing to her name, but she is, so she can make monthly payments. That's nice. And I know, Michael, in your heart, you're not thinking I'm going to rip this woman off, but you basically are ripping her off in a way. Okay? Now listen, no one knows your last name. We're not trying to shame you. We're going to help her. But can we call it what it is, people? A 1985 Mini Winnie with 100,000 miles on it? Can anyone say that's worth $15,000? The van itself, I mean, with 100,000 miles, I mean, it's just not going to be worth it.
God, they're all over the board, man. I found one for $3 grand, then I got another. Oh, how many thousand? 100,000?
Oh, bro, yeah.
Oh, it's worthless. Sorry.
I know it. Now, so I don't know what to do here. Should we help her get it out? I was going to pay for that tow bill, but you know what? I'm basically paying Michael. And I'm sorry, Mike, that you called in and it kind of backfired like this.
Yeah, if she can pay $1,000 a month, she can pay a $200 tow bill.
Here's another thing: is she's a vet.
Retired.
She's getting medical
adoption
and
I know she can pay the $1,000 payment. She can pay the tow bill.
Everybody's out of the office. Everybody's gone.
pension. She got a pension.
You know the reason I say $3 grand?
Money back.
Last year, my neighbors had a Mini Winnie, an '84 Chevy,
I'll get back to
nice,
you, and now she
43,000
doesn't
miles
answer
on
any
it.
of my
They got $3 grand
messages.
for it.
and everybody is out of the office.
84.
So can you open up and talk about it again, bring it back around? Do you want
it depends on which
so
cab.
not
Each one had a
today?
Chevy.
Not
Most of them are Dodge.
Okay.
People won't take them because they won't crush them.
But I will
So in order to get rid of them,
I don't want to
Try mention, just still mention it.
No, I will. I know what you're saying. You're upset.
Yeah.
I am too, but we can, trust me, we can resurrect that thing.
The
Guys,
more we mention it,
Mike's coming on.
Daphne.
It's coming back on.
Cloudy at 86. Your traffic and weather. 9 Pete Wagner. 630 K Howard.
This guy, he's upset because he can't get his money.
He's totally ripped us off.
Oh my God.
He couldn't give it away.
I wouldn't take it.
I wonder if it says Dodge chassis or it says Dodge
K&H
chassis.
Home Solutions for windows, siding, doors, and more. K&H has what you're looking for. You know, I have been representing K&H many, many years. I knew the original owner. This thing has been in business 62 years. The current owner took it over about 28 years ago. Ted just has maintained the quality. They went from K&H Windows to K&H Home Solutions because really they've expanded their product line. That's good for you. Now their windows are not just generic vinyl windows that they have shipped in and put their name on it. They have them built to their specs. They're durable, energy efficient, beautiful, custom fit. But here's what I want to tell you. They had one manufacturer that did their windows, and that manufacturer discontinued and went out of business. And K&H switched to another one, but kept the same specs. The windows were virtually the same, but here's the most important thing. I had those older windows. They came back and serviced them. You can depend on this company. No matter who is making anything, they stand behind everything. 303-421-7100. They have financing available, and when you buy 5 windows or more, you get installation for $1 each. KHWindows.com.
I want to see a picture of this, man. Is he still on? They'll send a picture of that fucking junker.
No, I'm pissed.
Holy shit.
I will guarantee you, who told it? Wyatt? Wyatt doesn't even want it. Because they
You already
cannot
switched,
get
didn't you?
rid of
Well, look what kind of oven it's got.
Thank you. QC.
It's green.
QC.
They can't crush them.
Boy, this is one step away from homeless.
Fix it.
I didn't think he thought
He's definitely bipolar though. With those type of experience, those kind of people, and he's definitely acting along.
Well, although he doesn't sound like he's having an episode.
No, but
you mean in his justification?
In his justification, the irrationality.
You should see that's the kind of stuff you chime in.
Yeah.
Think about it. If she is a retired vet, she's getting a pension. She's got free medical.
And now she's got $1,000 a month to buy the fucking rolling turd.
And I would say if she's retired 20 years, a minimum she's getting
3
plus her social, right?
How old was she?
Even an E1 or whatever is going to be 3.
Oh, 3,000 or
Yeah, but you could never be.
It's 50% of your.
You could never be in the service 20 years and stay at the same level, though. Isn't that impossible?
No,
Unless you got busted.
She's at least needs 6. At least needs 6.
Yeah, I mean, because they'll kick
you in
you
the
out if
service
you're not
Exactly.
open, right?
Unless you got busted right.
Yes, the Desert Storm better.
Being shot down.
Desert Storm.
Did they ever do that just to fuck with people?
You went over there?
For
It
real
ended too
reasons.
fast. We were on our way, and it ended. It was. First one was easy. The first one was easy. Then. Like I said, it
Did you
ended
do
in
anything special?
What do you think of pension for like
I
an
was
admiral
grunt
is?
and
You weren't an infantryman.
Yes, 100%. There's only 2 kinds of people in the world:
About
infantry and those who
25.
want to be infantry.
So they probably make a quarter while
Well, you
they're
won't be an admiral.
Infantry and those who don't fight.
Oh, you mean long?
They're doing a lot of
Hey,
fighting
30
these
years,
days.
you get
Everybody's
3
doing a lot of
quarters.
fighting.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
How about 40? Is that full? That's 3/4 is a max.
Max what?
What do you think the president's? What do they get afterwards?
What are we talking about?
Do they get a pension?
Yes.
What do you think they get?
$1 million.
I don't know. Their salary used to be only what is it? $400 a year.
Trump's not
I
taking
thought it
salary.
was $250. Well, a lot
It
of
was
them don't.
$250, Mark, for years. They raised it.
Yeah,
now,
I think
Mark,
it's like
now
4 or
hold on.
5.
Did he donate it back?
Yes.
Now that's incredible in itself. I mean,
When you say, I think Kennedy was the only last one that did it. And stuff.
did everyone? Everyone's donated it.
No, has kept it.
Oh, so like Obama kept his?
Yeah, presidents.
There's nothing wrong with getting a salary, for God's
I
sake.
agree.
No, I mean Trump has the luxury of having the money to who gives a shit. He makes that an interest in fucking 3 days. No, 3 days my ass, 3 hours.
You know,
Well, I'm sorry, Obama.
Let's see.
Mark, speaking of our button, where's the app?
It's close.
A-plus hardwood floor summer sale
It's
is
close.
going on now.
I mean, what can I tell you?
50%
We've
off.
got some, me and you have to sit down and go through A to Z. They had to redo our account for Apple, so we don't have an Apple version right now. They're working on that.
I'm not sure. Hi,
Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. I'm in a quandary, as they say. This guy calls and wants to get this RV out of he says his heart breaks for this veteran, Desert Storm. She's in her 60s, and he sold her his RV so she could live in that, financed it. But it's $1,000 a month. Honest to God, $1,000 a month for this thing, yeah, it's a ripoff. Okay? It's a ripoff. And that thing he couldn't sell for more than $3,000. If that. So I can't help. I'm not going to get it out. I think it should rot there. I think it should rot there, and it should build up a bill, and he has to pay it. Because I'm sorry, I don't think he's a bad guy, but no, I'm not going to help him get it out so she can begin. I don't think, yeah, you're saying, well, at least she's living somewhere. On $1,000 a month, she can get a place. I mean, I'll help her. So, Michael, if you really want to help her, would you do me a favor, Michael, if you really want to help her, tell her to call us, and we'll help her get security deposit to get a place of her own. She can afford a little place at $1,000 a month.
Hey, Tom.
Yes, sir.
I apologize, and with my bipolar, sometimes I overstate things, and I apologize for that. I misspoke. It was not $15,000. What we did was we redirected money that would be spent from a hotel at $100 a day into an RV so that she could pay it off over a period of time.
How much?
Please don't misrepresent.
No. Hey, Michael, I don't want to give you. Michael, I don't want to give you a hard time. Okay. And what's really weird is this. I understand about bipolar, but I also know when you're medicated and you're not going through an episode and you're bipolar, you're as sane and as logical as anyone. So let's not lean on that. I just need to know this.
I'm living in my car right now. I sacrificed, and I'm living in my car so that she can live in an RV.
Okay, I just need to know this, Michael, seriously, because I want to help both of you. How much are you selling the RV for to her? How much?
She makes $4,000 a month from her benefits.
I'm asking you, how much is the RV? Are you renting it, or did you sell it?
It's rent to own.
Okay.
He's flim-flam.
How much is she paying for the RV if she goes through with the whole deal? What will the price be?
She's paid 1 month, and at this point, we're going month to month to decide what's fair.
Michael, what is the purchase price? That's the last time I'm asking.
We didn't draw up a contract, with all due respect.
Okay.
Because
if you really want to help her,
so how much?
Call us.
How much is she paying for the RV? You're saying there is no price. There is. So I'm asking you. You're the owner. How much are you getting for that in the end? She's making monthly payments, so it's kind of like she's renting. I understand that, but it's not worth $1,000 a month to rent that. I just need to know how much.
I'm curious. What's the value of an RV that's tied up for 15 months or for 12 months, over 12 months worth of time? How do you figure the interest on that? I was just trying to be.
Michael, first of all, you figure the value. That's worth about $2,000. Okay. Now, if you want to divide the,
they're selling those for $6,000 at the Buy Here Play Here.
Yeah.
Pay Here place.
Well, then they're ripping people off too. Michael.
Well, I'm going based off of that value.
Listen, man, I'm trying to help you out here. Are you going to tell me how much you expect for that RV? Is it $6,000?
He already did. He said 15.
All right.
No, sir. I apologize.
Would you have her? Okay. Then what is the price? If it's not 15, how much is it?
She wants to tell you her story, so I'll let her tell you the story.
Is she there?
That way, she's supposed to be here very soon.
All right, Michael, here's the deal. We will help her get a place to live. It's not going to be your RV. I don't know if your heart's in the right place or not. I'm not going to judge you on the phone.
The RV, though.
Huh?
Why would you take away her RV when that's what she wants? That's her dream.
Michael,
1985 Mini Winnie is her dream.
Then maybe we'll buy her another one that is a better deal. Okay, that would be better. We might get her, in fact, a newer one cheaper. So we are going to help her. Wouldn't that be nice? Or is it?
You know what?
Or is it
I
that
think
bit?
you're misrepresenting me, and
I'm asking you this: if we can get her a better deal, yeah, goodbye to. You know what? This guy's trying to flim-flam here. He's trying to flim-flam. I hope that woman is listening. Now I think you're right. A veteran.
Hero.
You make sure you turn on your mic too when you're talking rock. I know it pisses you off, doesn't it? And here's the deal. He's trying to talk us into it. Well, we're just going to see how it goes. How much is that worth?
He's
what does
trying
he think?
to fleece that pension.
So if he really, you know what, Michael? If you really, that's what he said. He counted her money. She gets $4,000.
He knows everything about her.
That's right, he does, and he is the biggest vulture of all. And God, now I wish I did know how to get a hold of this guy because I think she's going to be victimized. Here's the deal, all right? And he's depending on that on my bipolar and my bipolar. Here's the deal, all right? If you truly want to help her, and we just said, we will get her an RV. Better than that. But no, you hung up. You lying, cheating, scumbag piece of garbage. That's what you are. I thought at first, you know what? Maybe you have a good heart. I try to, give people the benefit. I'm giving you no benefit, all right? No benefit. I just can't believe it. What a disgusting person.
This report is sponsored by your...
By the time that was done, I have no doubt in my brain he's trying to fuck her over.
That's pretty good. She's getting $4,000 a month.
If she has $4,000 a month...
Why is she not living in a normal place?
There's something obviously wrong with her. She needs to go to the VA, and if she's retired.
Not K&H.
Yeah.
Is the level on this one okay, by the way?
What's going on?
Now you know why Casey Kasem got all pissed off when he had to go to a dog dying dedication, right?
What was...
You ever heard that thing? You gotta look that up online sometime about
What happened?
Dog dying dedication. Oh, he went off. Absolutely went off.
He was pissed.
So I'm congratulating you on your candor.
You know, if she has $4,000 a month, she can't pay a $200 toll bill.
Sorry, this song is dedicated to.
All right, guys, coming on.
Flexinet,
right? Sure. Let's talk about hail damage. If your car is dinged, Flexinet of Colorado.com. If you need help getting your car fixed, Flexinet. You know why? Because it's cheaper, better, and faster than all the other body repairs. And you don't even know they were there. It doesn't diminish value. I've been endorsing Flexinet 5 years. Now they have some convenient locations. I want you to go to their website to find out or call them, Flexinet of Colorado.com, 303-619-6273.
I think you called to scam us out of the toll.
Now, if there's hail damage, sightings on houses can be asbestos containing. Roofing can be asbestos containing.
We'll talk about the different damages. I want to know years too. Like what are danger years for houses? Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Supposedly, before 1980, they stopped using it, but you can't have brakes without asbestos.
Shit, they made me check. My house was built in '01. My last house,
which it still could be.
It was in Castle Rock. We had some water damage, and I think I used. Oh man, I can't think of the name of the company, but whatever. They came in before they do a damn thing. They had to check for shit. I said the fucking house was built in '01. I mean, what the hell are you checking for?
Well, no, depending on where it could come from. Right now, there's 3 active asbestos mines in Canada. If it comes from Mexico or China or Canada, there's a large problem. Sheetrock or anything, any type of product. And there's certain products, like I said, you can't have brakes. You can't have a lot of fire retardant material without asbestos. It's the world's best. It's the world's best product. It just happens to kill you slowly.
Is it really a good product?
It's the best.
For what it does.
It's amazing.
What does it do?
It has a high tensile strength. It insulates. It makes everything better.
Didn't we have it on our aircraft wiring, all of it? Didn't we have that? Or was it Teflon?
There was Teflon, but...
Oh, we had to do away with that, too.
Yeah, they used something like Teflex or something else.
Right.
But
what's wrong with Teflon?
The TFAS.
Yeah, the way it is now, I like
puts out a poisonous gas when it does burn.
Exactly.
You what?
If you get short, puts out poisonous gas. You know what Colorado Coke did to us? We had an unfinished basement at a rental house, and we put a $500 rug down there, just an area rug.
Yeah, so they put a blower down there, and they charge you per hour for that blower.
Well, we called up and we said it's only a $500 rug, so we're just going to throw it away. It's going to cost more than that to dry it out.
And it will.
Well, they told us $254 for an hour's worth of work, and they showed up and we signed it. The work order, in the fine print of the work order says their minimum charge is $6,000, and they nailed us for it and got it.
Well, you signed it.
I know we did, in the fine print on the third page.
Fought that, bro.
We did, in court, and we lost.
In court?
Yes, we lost in Jefferson County Court.
How long ago was that?
Maybe 8-10 years
Yeah,
ago,
but
not that long ago.
He agreed to it in the contract.
And that's what the problem was. It was like on the third page.
I mean, okay, yeah, where is the line? If it said in small print, our guarantee's $500,000, where is the line?
Well, because it wasn't an insurance claim because it was too little.
We've discussed this a million times.
It wasn't an insurance claim because of the large
where
amount
is that line?
You know what?
Where does the judge find it? Go? That's fucking nuts.
And it all depends on the judge.
The kids that were living there, so it was. If it had been internal water, our insurance would have paid it, but it came
Man,
from.
that guy was a scumbag.
I know.
Colorado Coke
He really tried to come off as
on that, and we thought there's no way we'll lose.
When he said $50,000 and $1,000 a month.
Then he said, no, it's just $1,000 and we're just playing it by ear.
Pardon me, I heard nothing of that call, but he said, really the problem is with the shopping center, and he wanted to get that out.
Fuck that.
You're
I
done.
love the shopping
If that RV got towed in a half hour, it didn't have plates on it.
No, I didn't hear any of it.
Care.
So
I don't even care. There's
no right to.
Tell him to give us the lady's number.
Wait, he's still on?
Yeah.
He said he was going to hang
That's
out.
why. But he didn't.
Good. He's having a
He's like, this sucks. It's misrepresenting my problems.
I think Rock's right. I think he's in the middle of a fucking episode. He's still a scumbag on any level.
Tell him we'll get him on to talk about
episode
with the lady. With the lady.
So keep him. Well then.
All right.
I can't wait to get
You
this
really
shirt.
think he's
just made me think of this shirt again.
Makes sense.
You're going to be so fucking jealous.
I'm going to get one.
Rationality.
No, you won't.
Unfortunately, I've been down this road and just,
Now, the reason you don't get a surprise, you don't want to tell us.
that Richard Pryor,
I might get one for Tom, though.
I think he used to use that to his...
Use what?
His episodes. I mean, that's when he performed best when he was going...
I didn't know he had a... Are you sure? He had a fucking... He blew his face up smoking crack.
I think it was him.
Freebasing.
He caught himself on fucking
I know
fire.
Jonathan... Was it
Jonathan Winters?
Yeah, he was definitely bipolar. Yeah,
Was he really?
Yeah,
So was Robin Williams.
I don't know if he's bipolar. Not all depression is bipolar, right? I don't know.
I know he had. Yeah.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK,
713-8255. Now, Michael did say he didn't get his point out about the shopping center. We'll go to him in a second, but I got to take Bonnie, who's been waiting. Bonnie, welcome to the show. And then if you stay tuned, of course, we're going to talk a lot more about restoring damage. Restoration is the field. What does it mean? And I want to get to the nitty-gritty because this is the season we get most of our calls. Bonnie, you can't use the bathroom or restroom in your apartment?
That is correct.
Why?
Thank you for having me on.
Bonnie, why can't you use your restroom, dear? Why?
Okay, so, Friday, the 12th of July, sometime in the afternoon, is when we were first alerted there was an issue with the downstairs. We live in an apartment, and we're on the top floor, and our neighbors below us there's been issues, honestly, with this bathroom since we moved in, which was September, October of
But let's get to this issue. On the 12th, what did they say? You can't use your bathroom?
Yes, you cannot use your bathroom because they were having, the people downstairs had sewage and muck and disgusting.
All right, gotcha. When they said you can't use it, do you have two bathrooms or is this the only one?
It is a one-bathroom apartment. What they did do was they provided both of us with two separate empty apartments. We were given the key to empty apartments so we could use the restrooms.
Okay, hold on. How far away are those empty apartments?
There we go. Yes, I would estimate ours. The one that we were given was about 200 to 300 yards away, something like that.
So it was in another building, Bonnie?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Across the parking lot, and it was in a well-known bad area of the apartment complex.
They thought that you should go out there in the middle of the night to pee or something? I mean, or if you have to shower, come on.
Exactly. Now, this is just the start of it, though, okay? Because that's what happened. So we tried to, be patient, deal with this. It's a bad situation. Our neighbors downstairs, we're actually pretty close with them, so we all decided they didn't want us having to go that far. The restroom they were provided with was closer and a little bit in a better area, so we all decided to share that bathroom. Now, I'm a family of 6. I have 4 children, me and my husband. That's 6 of us in that residence. And they have 6 children and 2 adults, so that is 8. So that's 14 people sharing the one bathroom.
You don't have to make your case. I already agree with you that if you don't have a bathroom, you don't have a bathroom. It's unreasonable. What are they going to do about it?
Well, what they have done about it is not a lot. We didn't really get a lot of communication.
Is your bathroom working, Bonnie? Is the bathroom working now?
No, still currently not. We even have had, yesterday, it was even on Monday.
What do you want?
On Monday, we were told not to use the kitchen sink.
Wait, now you can't use the sink? Okay, well, what do you want? You want out of your lease? Do you want to move? What do you want?
We have been at month to month for quite a while because we've wanted to move for a long time. It's a bad area. It's
and I would listen. You should get credit, some kind of credit for this.
Yes, I believe. I mean, legally, we were renting a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment with a working kitchen, and I haven't had that since July 6th.
Yeah, they're breaching their contract in some way, shape, or form.
There's no doubt. So why don't you just move?
Yeah, why don't you move and sue them for damages after you get relocated?
Right. Well, we've been out of my husband's out of work all the way up until May. And so we were living, I was working part-time, he's been working part-time.
I get it. It's hard to get another place under your current conditions, so now you're stuck with this.
We just finally, he's got a new job, I have a new job, it's going to happen.
Hey, did they offer to give you a credit?
We were verbally offered $200 off of our rent. That was what that was offered a couple of days ago.
And
that was just a verbal offer.
All right, hold on a second. Do you want us, I'm still asking, what do you want right now? What do you want? You're calling for a reason. What do you want, Bonnie? What do you want?
I would love to have, if possible, I'd love to have all of July free for me and my downstairs neighbor, as well as a 30-day notice put into our residence profile saying that we only have 30 days to give. That's fair. We're not saying we have to move out. We can move out in a day. We're going to give them abbreviated.
The notice part on a month-to-month, whatever the previous lease was, it's going to be, unless they waive it. Yeah. What was the previous lease? 30 days?
I think it was 60 days. I believe it was 60 days.
It was 60.
The spare bathroom that we were using.
They already broke the lease.
Yeah, they did break the lease. Hold on. I don't think notice is a big deal. But you tell us what you want. Daff should negotiate this, Suze. We should give this to Daff to negotiate. Chris, you have a question for Rock today, American Restoration 24/7. What question do you have, Chris?
Yeah, I had some restoration work done on my house a couple of months ago. I had a pipe burst, sorry.
Yeah.
And it was like a second job dealing with the restoration company and dealing with my insurance. Is there something that American Restoration does differently where I don't have to deal with everybody?
You know, that's a good question. When I call you guys and say my pipe burst, do you take care of some of this stuff?
We do. We work directly with the insurance company. We're an advocate between the client, the homeowner, and the insurance company.
So they have to call to get the claim started.
Yes, we have to
That's
get the claim
it.
started.
But after that happens, the adjuster will meet with these guys.
Correct. Yes, the adjuster meets with us.
Now, you know, they can't negotiate, argue. Listen to this. This is a technicality. They can't argue for money, but they can argue for work. They can say this needs to be done, meaning he's a contractor saying this needs to be replaced or that needs to be replaced. They just can't get into monetary arguments. So listen, hold on a second, and maybe we can get this going for you, or, you know, if you don't need help, it's just a good topic. Plus, we will let Michael, who sold that RV to the homeless person, talk about that the shopping center. He wants to get the word out, and we have more coming up.
So they towed it after it was in there 2 hours.
Even if it was 2 hours, I guarantee it didn't have plates on it. That's why they towed it. He just sold it to her. She didn't license it.
Did I do any in-house stuff here?
Because they go through there looking for for vehicles like that that are abandoned there or whatever.
Restroom because it's a trek.
It is. I just did it.
It's crazy, man. And they're going to be closing the 3rd floor one next week. You're going to have to go down to the 2nd floor.
I can see the line.
Yeah, you fucker.
I can see it.
Damn it! He's got me!
You know,
got me, Jerry.
Now, what exactly did I do where you saw it?
You just were like, I don't know. It was that look that you get when you say something like so-and-so wants to see you.
The testosterone in those pellets, I swear, that hole in my heel healed without a scar.
Yeah.
And they say it's because of testosterone.
Well, yeah, that's a much needed.
I can't hear you.
Not even a scar.
Man, you had that for how long?
A year.
Oh my God.
It was a huge ulcer to the bone.
Now you got to get everything done. You're ready.
Yeah.
You're like new.
Yeah, we got it all rebuilt.
So John Kennedy was the last president.
I just got word back from them, like literally 5 minutes ago.
To donate a salary, John Kennedy was the last president.
Yeah, hold on.
Besides Trump.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. You know
and Kennedy did his
Mark,
congressman.
You can ask me anything environmental. So it doesn't just have to be restoration. So like somebody's flipping a property, somebody's even construction companies. There's something environmental with everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Tell him, give him my cell and tell him to call me after 1.
Mark, yeah.
Or get his and I'll call him. Get his cell, I'll call him right after the show.
Mark, are you on BioT also?
No.
You're not? You are though, right?
No.
You quit?
Didn't do anything.
It didn't help you?
Not the second time.
That hole that was in my heel that went to the bone. I had leaf here, remember, Tuesday early.
If he's a nut, I'm going to freaking
the inspector
kill
of
him.
my foot. I don't even have a scar. And he said that the only people they find that heal from these things without a scar are on testosterone.
The fucking guy just heard me say that about him. But
What?
lucky me. I just called somebody a nut, and I forget they have the speaker up in there. So she's talking to him on the phone.
Oh, well.
No, he heard. I could tell by her face. But I don't give a shit. If he is a nut, I'll kill him. How's that?
Don't kill him.
I'll kill him! Who died? What's going on? Did you see that send her back fucking chant last night?
Yeah. Well,
Jesus. He's gotta tell people not to do that, man.
I don't feel any difference in the BioT than I did the testosterone shots. The shots were a lot cheaper.
Yeah, but the BioT
It's more convenient.
it's way the fuck more convenient, isn't it? Or you don't give a shit?
Once a week shot wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, but once a week. I don't even know how you could do a shot that would be even for a week. I don't understand how they do that.
They stay pretty even. People that go in every 2 weeks. They go to the doctor for them, but because my wife's a nurse, she can give me a shot once a week.
Yeah.
So I didn't really. I just don't feel any difference between the BioT and the shot.
Well, it's the same shit. It's
the same stuff, and I don't feel the up and down any difference.
And the shots are way cheaper.
Way cheaper.
Like how much are the shots?
The BioT is about $800 per thing.
But that lasts a quarter.
Yeah.
Generally.
Yeah, and the shots for a quarter about $200.
Per quarter?
Yeah, per quarter.
Yeah, you're right. Suzanne loves it. Fucking loves that BioT. It's crazy.
Well, it's the hormone. My wife does too. She does a BioT too because she's getting the estrogen, and women. Has she gone through? Well, it's a personal question. My wife's gone through menopause. So once they go through menopause, the estrogen is really important.
Hey, Spence came in during the break. I can't even get shit out anymore. Damn it. Rock, I got him so good one time. We used to have a host that was after us named Michael Brown. In fact, Bush called him Brownie. During Katrina, he was in charge of he was in charge of Katrina and telling everybody how great FEMA was doing on the ground before everything went haywire. So I mean, he's got like the worst rep in the world, honestly. And we got into it with Brownie. And I told Tom, I said, listen, if this next break coming up, you got to get out of studio. Brownie's got to come in and do a couple spots during the news. Fucking guy got him good, didn't I? Fucking Tom flips out, son of a bitch, that'll never happen here. I'm going to fucking go talk to Tim right now. And he goes storming out of here, and I'm thinking, oh, fuck, man, I better put an end to this one because he's going to walk into the big man's office and fucking blow him up over nothing.
Oh, he really wasn't coming in?
No, I like it. I love getting Tom going, though. Fuck, man. He's got a short fuse, don't he?
Yeah, Michael Brown ended up being the scapegoat because he was director of FEMA for the entire disaster down there.
Well, he was a fucking moron before. Because remember, really, they didn't realize these levies were going to give out. So everything happened. They thought everything was cool.
They had warnings for 50 years that they were going to
give out. It should have been the mayor and the governor,
which
really
both lost their jobs.
Exactly.
Well, it was so fucked up though because honestly, man, they had no idea what they were fucking doing there. How about all those old people that died in the old folks' home? I mean, there were so many people that fucking died in that thing. I don't even think they've released a real body count because they don't even know. 200
Walmart trucks parked at the border of Louisiana because they wouldn't let them in because they weren't union drivers. The whole thing was.
They still have people living in fucking little trailer cities out there.
Trailers, yeah.
Till this day. That's crazy.
Really?
Till this day.
Michael's running them out to him.
You can't do it.
Yeah. Michael bought him, he's doing it real cheap.
Yeah, and they can't build a new house unless it's flood-proof. There's some stilts there now.
And what's that, Superdome or whatever they put everybody in after? Fuck, man, you caught every disease in the world in there. It was so nasty.
Well, they had robberies, rapes, everything else going on in there.
They couldn't have handled that worse. They should have fucking brought in a shitload of buses and started
I
bringing
thought
people
they turned
to different
away.
areas.
I thought they turned away some buses to bring people out.
They did because they had union problems.
And then they had...
Was that why they did?
They had Michael Brown up there going,
okay, I thought they said it was not going to be that bad, like the mayor.
Well, that was part of it, but they didn't have enough union drivers. It's a super union town for some reason.
I didn't know that.
And yeah, that's why the Walmart trucks, 200 trucks stopped the border, sat there for 2 weeks, and finally turned around and went back to Arkansas.
Why?
On FEMA, because they weren't union drivers.
No, it wasn't FEMA, was it?
No, FEMA didn't turn around. I'm sorry, the mayor and governor did. During Katrina, I'm sorry.
Hey, Tom Martino here. This is the Troubleshooter Show where we help people to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. This hour brought to you by Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. In fact, I should just call him Frank Duran, the only man for realestate.com. But here's the deal. Give him a call for buying, listing your home, either one. If you're buying, he'll find you something with great prices. If you're selling, he has sold for more and in shorter time. Some guy called toward the end of the show yesterday and was taking issue with this. Not with Frank. Frank Duran, the real estate man, 920-1622, 303-920-1622. What he said was, hey, if you buy something for more than the appraised value, and that has been happening, and then eventually the appraisals go up in that neighborhood because of comparables. But he said, so if you buy something, you have to bring in extra money. And I said, yeah, that's right. If you buy something, I don't recommend people buy over appraised values. I don't recommend that at all. It's just that Frank has been successful in getting over appraised values from people, and that's good. He negotiates the best price for the seller. And then eventually it's worth what it's worth anyway. But he was arguing insurance.
Close it is.
He was arguing insurance. He said people are going to get hurt. This is this caller. People will get hurt because if they bought it for $550 and it's only worth $450 or $500, they're never going to get what they paid. And I said, first and foremost, homeowners insurance does not insure money or investments. They insure one thing only, replacement. That's it. Not even value. It's replacement. So, now that's one of the few insurances that do replacements. I mean, cars don't do replacements. Cars do actual cash value. And you get what the car's worth. You don't get replacement, or you get put back to where you were before the accident, but never bettered. So when it comes to homeowners insurance, you are paying for replacement coverage. Now, there are some actual cash values when it comes to a roof or something like that. The insurance company will ask you first what the appraised value is, what did you pay for it. They may ask you that. They may ask about the neighborhood. They may ask about numbers of baths and kitchens and all that, just as a way to plug it all in. But when it gets right down to it, it comes to replacement. Now, we have with us today American Restoration 24/7. Of all the guests we have and the clients that I endorse, this, to me, is one of the most important because there's so many ripoffs in that area. Now, I'm not saying it's not important to have, you know, a good doctor, or it's not important to have a good attorney. Like I plug my attorneys for personal injury, for death and estate tax and wills. But in the restoration field, there's more ripoffs than anywhere else. Okay? That's a big deal. I don't know why it's like that. Now, Rock, I'm not going to talk price and all that, and people don't think they're being ripped off because their insurance company's involved. But it does. It's just terrible. But some people still get ripped off because they'll give the insurance money to the contractor. The contractor doesn't finish. Insurance is not going to pay twice. Now, turn on your mic when you talk there. Could you babysit that for me, please? Thank you. You don't do this every day. It's kind of hard to remember. So, listen. Talk about what people should do. I don't recommend they make a big payment up front with what the insurance gives them. I mean, I don't recommend that.
Oh, no. You should everything should be lined out in a contract.
Pay as you go.
Pay as you go. And there should be clauses, or, you know, things should be, the inspector, you know, a good insurance company and a good adjuster should make sure that things are done to a specific standard.
Like we talked about, replacement, or like it was.
Exactly.
Well, you kind of, it's always
and up
better.
to code.
Yeah.
And up to code.
It's always better, though, because it's new, right? So what's the biggest mistake people are making with restoration companies?
Well, I think the biggest mistake they're making with restoration companies is, you know, first off, they're not doing their due diligence necessarily.
They don't check them out because they're under the gun to hire somebody.
Exactly. And a lot of restoration companies, unfortunately, are violating state regulations as
on
far
what?
As asbestos and hazardous materials. And sometimes they just come in and rip these things out, and, you know, a lot of times they don't get caught. But if you're ripping into walls, especially given the age of a house, you know, before 1980, asbestos testing should be the first part.
And
whether
lead
there's
too,
a flood
right?
or a fire.
Lead too?
Yes, there should be lead testing.
Okay, so prior to 80 is most of it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the biggest problem is, of course, acting in haste. But here's something you should know. If you must act in haste to get someone to stop the damage, the water, to start drying it out, you don't necessarily have to hire them for the long run.
Exactly.
You
come
don't
to a state of stability.
Exactly.
Come to a state of stability.
No matter who it is,
exactly.
if they can get there and get it done, but don't make them shove a contract in your face, which you don't understand is not only saying they're going to take care of this immediate problem, but they're going to come back and dry it out and clean it out and salvage. Then they're going to rebuild. You may, in that one signature, authorize all of that.
Correct.
Now, there's nothing wrong with contracting one company to do it, but you must know you're doing it. And I don't think the time to do it is when you have an emergency. You sign just for this. You make sure you're not obligating yourself to a long-term deal, unless, of course, you've done shopping ahead of time like I'm asking you to do. Check them out. Go to the referral list or go to their website, AmRest247. That's amrest247.com. Why? You check them out. Then you keep it in your Rolodex, if you know what that is. I don't even think we have them, do you? Anyway, you keep it near and dear. You keep that handy, always. You always keep like a David Salisbury, an estate or a will attorney, handy. You keep, of course, your doctors and health people handy. I want a personal injury attorney handy, not because I'm going to go out and sue every day, but because I don't want to think when I'm under duress. 303-713-8255. Let's keep going here, okay? Now, Bonnie, we were trying to handle this thing for her. She had an apartment with a bathroom out of commission since July 12th. That's unacceptable, right? July 12th. And then they gave her a key to another apartment, a vacant one. That's nice, but it's across the parking lot. And then she's been basically upset. And she thinks she should get a credit for the whole month. Now, I definitely think she should get a credit for something, for sure. How much, though? But, Bonnie, one thing, though, we did want to find out. We have Daphne working on this. And we did find out, though, you are being offered after tomorrow or after today hotels, right? Hotel room?
Yeah. What happened, I spoke to someone yesterday. That's when they verbally offered us $200 off. I sent this email this morning. I sent it to the... Can
you just answer the question, though? Are you being offered a hotel tomorrow from tomorrow on?
Yes, they said if it's not fixed today, we're going to offer you.
Right.
You know, we're going to put you.
Do you have
hotel,
kids?
Which is good. So, yes, I have 4 children. She has 6 children.
That's still inconvenient as hell. Yeah.
It is. I think it's fair at the very minimum, absolutely, a prorate of our rent.
I totally agree. Now they are mitigating your losses a bit. Yes, they are. But I would want some kind of proration.
We've had property that was thrown away as well. This is in addition.
Now they said whatever you lost, you would get. What didn't they tell you that?
That's well, what they told me, that whoever threw it out would replace it. So I'm hearing this from the property manager.
I don't know what that means.
Manager.
What did they throw out? Give me an example.
Well, they didn't know that anybody had even been in the apartment at all.
Give me an example of what they threw out.
Yeah. Everything that was in all of our shower equipment, like, so we had a shower curtain up in it. We had.
Bonnie, what's the name of the management company you're dealing with? Is it Hammerschmidt?
No, it's Coughlin Property Management.
Okay.
And the apartment unit is Copper Chase Apartments.
Here's what I want you to do.
So that's who spoke with me this morning, yeah.
I want you to work with DAF, and I don't want to get involved yet, actually, because sometimes it causes more adversarial feelings than we need to. I want you to be reasonable, come up with some proration, and you feel that you should be given a credit, and then damages that they should pay. Let me know, and then offer that to them. But you need to get a response from them. You need to get a response. 303-713-TALK. Okay, so AmRest247.com is the restoration company we're talking about. I do have some emails, and I have to take a break, but this one is quick. When you guys sign a contract, up front at the emergency, because I was just talking about it, they want to know, do you include the rebuilding that night or that day?
No, we always do phases.
Oh,
phase 1, phase 2.
So people don't have to worry about signing their lives away.
No, always do phases. Phase 1 to get to a certain state, get to a state of stability. Stability. Because then, given that opportunity, sometimes people might want to remodel. Some people might want to, just do different things.
Okay. And if they upgrade, you can do that, but then they pay that part and the insurance pays the other.
Correct.
All right, we got more coming right up.
This report is sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
The first time you said, like...
You know what you said on
it's
that
exactly what I would do.
About signing for the whole thing? That's what happened to us.
Oh, God.
But they didn't do the work. I mean, all they did was dry it. So we thought there's no way we'd lose, and we did.
Because you agreed to it.
Yeah, we agreed to it. I mean, but
how much was it?
$6,000.
No.
Do you know where to go?
How much do you think
not
up
here?
Normally,
we don't have one up here. They have a special for $255 for 1 hour.
Hallway, straight across,
one guy, one truck, $255 an hour for 1 hour.
Right,
that's what we took.
Right past the elevator.
But when we signed the work order, we committed to that $6,000 minimum.
Big Blair Flooring says they'll go down to
and
look for the...
We were calling around. We were saying, we'll just throw the rug away if it's going to cost more.
Look for the what?
That's where the thing, just to help her out.
Who?
Big Bear Flooring. They're on the list, aren't they?
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Help who? Which one is?
He said he would go down Wadsworth and...
All right, fix it 24/7. The name says it all. They'll fix it 24/7. FixMyHome.com. I use these guys. Let me just put it this way. I am sick and tired of this entire industry with people being ripped off. They're told they need a new furnace or a new AC or a new water heater when they don't. That's the bottom line, and that's why I so heavily throw my support behind good, honest, ethical people. No, it's not the cheapest. It's not the most expensive. It's value, but it's honesty and it's accuracy. That's what you want. Let's get rid of these ripoffs. Let's keep companies like this, and they will give you free second opinions. No call charge. If you're told you need a furnace, a panel changeout, a water heater, anything, an AC, they will come and give you a free opinion. Remember this. Free second opinions are worth gold because if they can't beat it, they have to admit it right, or they'll tell you what they can do. FixMyHome.com, 720-526-3939. Free second opinions.
If you're running out of room in your home, like maybe a quarter or you've got some new kids.
Okay, once again, that worked today. I forget, and then all of a sudden, hey, no pain, and I think, okay, it worked. It's just working. What the hell can you say? It's working.
Or you don't have any pain still?
Well, you know, I'm not telling you that I'm...
Well, you're still around.
But what I'm saying is, it's definitely pain relief. You know, it's just extraordinary. The product is extraordinary.
I bought some at Sprouts.
What kind did you get? Oh, did you get a
Here's the
hamburger
problem,
while you were there?
No, I didn't.
Listen, here's the problem. And I'm not saying you didn't find a good one. I'm not saying that. They can say CBD oil, and that oil can be mixed with omegas and everything. You don't know what percent because there's no legal dosing requirement. None. I mean, so what does it actually say?
Hemp extract.
Does it say distillate or isolate? Does it say full spectrum? And does it give a percentage of the amount?
What do you put it on?
It's a dropper and stuff. Underneath your tongue. No, well, that's what it says underneath the tongue. I looked up as far as for vaping.
I think you can vape anything.
Well, they said some of the stuff, the heavier oil.
You're saying you can vape a hamburger?
Hey,
wait a minute. That might be coming.
Hold on a second. You just said something. Can you vape a nutrient?
Yeah, like vitamin C?
No, not. I mean a nutrient to keep you alive. Can you vape like something that would feed and sustain you?
I don't think so.
It's got to take some...
I don't know, your body would absorb it. I don't know why you couldn't actually.
It goes in your lungs, and then lungs is fast way getting your bloodstream.
Yeah, so you could do a vitamin.
Yeah, no, I'm sure you could.
But could you sustain life with vape?
You can just about sustain life
try
on
it with you.
dextrose.
Next time you
sugar
fast.
water.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be fasting then.
No, after 5 days, then we'll start vaping you hamburgers.
Vaping hamburger.
I'll gladly pay for a vape Tuesday.
Right.
Let's try it, and don't drink anything, and we'll vape water to you.
You know, he was the first fucking cartoon.
Wimpy?
Wimpy was the first cartoon fucking bum, really. You don't know
Popeye.
Wimpy is Popeye?
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'll gladly pay for a hamburger
On Wednesday or
for a
Tuesday.
hamburger today.
When do you pay for it? On Tuesday or Wednesday?
You pay for it after you eat it.
Wimpy.
Tuesday. I'll
He wanted-
gladly pay for a hamburger
I'll
Tuesday.
gladly pay for my car wash Friday.
Tuesday.
For a car wash today.
I want.
Remember Bluto?
Bluto was the big guy.
Yeah,
Brutus.
He was
Bluto.
Brutus,
Then
Bluto,
yep.
and he had 3 names.
He was the same guy.
Yep, same guy. They changed his name to...
He had that big beard.
Come on. All of us have had fantasies about olive oil.
Oh,
It's the knees.
It's
Skinny legs and little things from the knees.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK,
713-8255. One Clear Choice Garage Doors. And I love that name because it is One Clear Choice. I mean, they're heads and heels over everyone. I used them 7 different times. Doors, openers, this new Sidewinder, I call it. Now, that doesn't mean you have to have that. That's where they take that thing off the top of the ceiling. And it's a little motor, believe it or not, on the side of the door, directly connected to the spring. So there's no chains or drives. It's unbelievable, the Sidewinder. And I got that, that Wi-Fi access and all of that. 303-713-TALK. So oneclearchoicedoors.com. Okay, let's keep going. We have with us American Restoration 24/7. We'll get to that. Michael, sorry for the wait again. Now, hey, let me just set the stage. Michael's trying to help a homeless woman, he says, and she has an RV from him. She's buying an RV from him, and it was towed. Now, here's the deal. He wants to talk about the shopping center. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure what they did wrong or if they did, but now they're facing a bill. Michael, what do you think the shopping center did wrong?
So this whole story was about the Mission Trace Shopping Center, in that they came in, and after 1 hour of that RV being parked in there, when Chrissy went over to get a cup of coffee, came back.
So she was actually doing business in that plaza?
Actually, I was doing business in that plaza.
Did it have current tags? What was the deal?
Were you with her, Michael?
Not at the time that it was towed at 2.
Okay, but that doesn't matter if you're doing business. What I mean is this. When she parked, and a lot of people do this, they park and then they go in to a store, that's fine, but they park, some of them, and go next door to a different plaza or across the street. So can you paint that picture? Was she in Mission Trace?
She was in Mission Trace, and they didn't sell coffee in Mission Trace, so she went across the street to the gas station.
So she did, but he's got a point. Listen to this one. What if, Mark, you park at Mission Trace or at XYZ? You park there. You go into their stores, and you shop around. Then on the way, you figure, I'm going to get a coffee for the road. You cross the street, get a coffee, come back, your car's towed. And you were, really, is that kind of like had happened? She was shopping there, but then went to get coffee?
She wants to tell you her story, and I can give you her phone number. But see, all I know is that the way she told it to me was that she went over to get a cup of coffee, came back.
Yeah, let's get her phone number. And what did they say? Did you call this plaza about this?
I did.
What did they say?
He said, and I quote, "We don't want any campers or people on our property."
Well, that they can say that if they want. They don't want any campers.
Nothing on the sign. The sign doesn't.
You're kind of right. You're kind of right. What does the sign say?
The sign says no illegal parking.
Is that all it says?
Violators may be towed.
Wait a minute. It says no illegal parking. What was illegal about it? He might have another point. What's illegal about it?
Nothing.
Daphne again, Suzanne.
So the tags and everything were in date.
She had tags and everything.
The tags are in my name.
I don't care about that. Were they current?
Yes.
So illegal parking would be if they didn't have tags or if they were in a place that was designated no parking. Does it say for customers only?
It does not.
Did you take a picture of the sign?
They probably just took a look at the 1985
No, but they
wanted it out of there.
Listen, we may have a debate about the other items, but the bottom line is they may not have had a right to tow this.
Exactly.
All right. Michael, I need you to give Suzanne her number so I can get her story.
Okay, I'll do that.
What's her first name?
Just so you know, her name is Chrissy.
Okay, Chrissy. Excuse me, Michael. Thank you. Hold on. Suzanne, get Chrissy's number from him, okay? And 303-713-TALK. Let's talk to Amanda now. Amanda?
Yes, hi.
What's going on with your apartment complex?
I honestly don't even know where to start.
All right. So you started, here's what you do. Start with the problem, or I want this, really, and then I'll work backwards or forward. Go ahead.
Sure, no problem. So there was a water leak May 15th. There was some roofing work getting done at my complex, and they broke a pipe that was supposedly connected to the boiler room. So pretty bad leak. A few apartments got pretty high damage. They were pretty good the next day getting fans out there to dry it all up. But that's kind of where problems started to come.
Hey, Rock, I just need to ask Rock, American Restoration 24/7. I wanted to ask him, when she's facing this as a tenant, if a tenant calls and says a water pipe broke or something broke, you guys can't do anything, right?
No, we have to have permission from the owners.
So your hands are tied as a tenant until the owner does something. All right, so then keep going. What happened then?
So they got the fans in there. They did, the big old commercial drying fans, and there was about 4 of them. And they left the fans going plugged in for almost a week. And at this time, we didn't have AC. Our AC was out. And so I have a picture of our thermostat being at 96 degrees.
My
God.
God.
Finally, I was like, screw, I'm unplugging the fans, like this is ridiculous, and put them to the side, and they finally, I think after like 8 days.
Wait a minute, what did the fans have to do with the AC? You said you looked at your thermostat and said, screw this.
Sorry, so the leak was right above the thermostat. So I think something happened with the leak, and it affected the air conditioning.
I know, but what about the fans? Why'd you turn the fans off?
Because the fans were so hot and they're so big that they were literally like
they were adding
like,
to it. Got it.
Yeah.
Were these fans in your apartment?
Yes.
Okay. So then what happened? What date was that? It was a 5:15, the water leak. What date was this that you turned off? A week later?
Probably exactly. Yeah, a week later.
Okay. Then what happened?
Okay, and then so they came in, they cleaned up all, the paint that had stretched out from the water leak. The pictures are crazy.
Okay,
like,
when did they come back?
That's the problem, is nothing's been, so they came back, they did come back, I believe, that next day to clean up all the paint.
The next day of what? Your next day after you turned off the fans a week later?
The next day after the leak, they came and cleaned up the paint.
So are you saying that from May 22nd on, and then all of June and this part of July, you've not seen one person there to repair?
No, there has been people there, but to fix other issues. To I forgot the word.
Next question: what do you want? What is wrong right now?
I want a 4-foot hole in my ceiling fixed. That's been there for 2 months, and I want my AC working because my apartment is 85 degrees for the last week and a half.
Now, why is the AC not working? Is it not working for all of you or just you?
I have spoke to other tenants, and they have said the same, that their AC is not working.
Now, when you say not working, does it run but it doesn't cool, or is it just out?
The fan blows, but there's no cool air.
Okay.
Like I'll have the AC on all day, and the same temperature will be in the apartment.
Okay, I get what you're saying, and it could be that they turned it off. All right. So, what do they say when you make these demands? They're reasonable. You want the whole fix and you want the AC.
Yeah, right, correct. I've called now 4 times, and I was actually, when I was waiting to talk to you, I was looking at the dates and times when I called.
So, what's the deal?
This morning I left probably the 4th voicemail.
But did you ever hear from them?
No, they don't. I've talked to them. Finally, I got a hold of somebody that's at the office.
When?
And I'm like, hey, I think I talked to someone, actually a young lady yesterday.
Can you get a number? And what did she say she would do?
She said she would talk to maintenance.
And you've not heard back.
I've heard that.
Now, next question. How many tenants are truly upset about the condition right now? I don't mean about this and that and over the last 3 years. I mean about this not having the ceiling. Oh, wait, no, they don't have holes.
Yeah.
You have the not having AC. How do they feel?
Oh, it's absolutely ridiculous.
How many tenants? How many tenants could you muster to truly say this is ridiculous?
Oh, over 20, easy.
Okay, hold on then. We should contact management. What's the name of the apartment complex? Deputy Clint, what's the name of the apartment complex?
Parkview Village Apartments.
All right, hold on. Hold on. Let's at least try to shake a tree here. And Deputy Clint, yes, I said he's going to call. 303-713-TALK. Now, did you get the woman, Suzanne, did you get her number?
Not yet. I'm ready to.
Yeah, let's do that from Michael. Let's get that number.
Is it mostly music?
No, I love it.
How much music? Is it like Elton John?
No, nothing like that.
So it's actually a movie.
Yes.
It's not a fucking musical.
Oh no, it's not a musical. It wouldn't be classified as a musical.
How about is it like as much music or less than Bohemian Rhapsody?
Probably the same amount of music.
Okay. So it's mostly movie.
But it's a good story, in my opinion.
Which movie is this?
Yesterday.
Oh, Yesterday. Okay, yeah.
Now this guy really does all the singing.
He's good ratings, so.
Yeah, they're not getting great ratings. I mean, great reviews.
It's 7-1. I mean, it's.
I don't know what that means.
7-1 out of 10. Spider-Man's a 9 to give you an idea. I'll tell you a movie that's great.
Okay, guys, Mike is coming on.
630 K-How. Rocket Mortgage by Quicken Loans is with you every step of the way to provide a seamless mortgage experience.
Oh, I get it. Okay, I remember I telling you that.
Licensed in all 50 states, equal housing lender, NMLS number 3030.
Let's talk about Quiet Cool of Colorado. Just abbreviate that, QCcolorado.com. And I am telling you this, I felt the results within 10 minutes. Installation was less than an hour. Here's what I want to say. A ceiling fan does limited stuff. An attic fan, it gets rid of stuff in the attic. This is a whole house fan. I'll explain how it works. It takes cooler air from below, circulates it, and then expels the hot air from the attic. That is really important. Your entire home can be 6 to 10 degrees cooler, and your air conditioner works less. It sometimes, you don't even have to turn on the air. QCColorado.com. I have it in my home, took less than an hour. No wiring through the walls or anything. It's remote control, neat, clean installation, and immediate results. 720-398-4510. 720-398-4510. QCColorado.com.
You got to see that Midsummer, man. God.
Yeah, but is it yeah. Stephanie said it looks too spooky. It is spooky. Tell me it is. I love it. Sometimes what I do, I don't go to the movies alone, but I'll rent it when it comes out, or I'll go with my kids if it's not, rated terribly. This would be good for my kids.
There's no sex or anything.
No, but
well, no, I take that back. There is a sex scene that is beyond anything you want to see.
Really?
Oh, man.
Do you know how they have when you're binging?
I just forgot about that.
Do you know when you're binging, they have skip intro? You don't have to listen to the same intro every time. They should have skip obvious sex scene. In other words, okay, the story's going on, and if you take 3 minutes out of the script to just watch them making love, say, how about we just skip it? Because the story is not affected at all.
Sometimes it is, though.
How?
It would get too complicated.
No.
A rape scene.
Yeah, no.
That's a storyline.
You could have it started. You don't have to see the brutality. Have it started.
What's the one where the three guys, these like fucking rednecks,
with Foster,
raped the girl on the pinball machine.
Pool table.
Yeah.
But
without that, that's the fucking movie.
But what you can have is it starting and her going, no, right? And then it goes to a wide shot of these guys. You can insinuate that without showing it. Yeah. And then go.
But it was the brutality of it is what built the movie.
I know what you're saying in some sense, but I think it gets gratuitous in some. Well, the same with violence. I mean, I love John Wick. I love the movies. It's so ridiculous in some cases. Now, I like the fancy fighting and all that. Okay.
It's based on a true story, though.
No, it isn't. There's no one that badass.
He is badass, man. Did you see 3 yet? Oh, I won't say it. The fucking ending is great.
But does it pick up, the second movie?
Picks up right where it left off.
Because the second movie...
Literally, he's walking down the street
at the end of the park to get away from everyone.
Because they gave him like a half hour. It picks up literally where he was.
Good. I love movies that pick up.
But for your kids, I would say Midsummer might be... Maybe in a year or 2 they get
my kids are very...
The sex scene is fucking... Now that you said that, I forgot. It's not a normal sex scene by any planet. It's not super graphic, but it's a community sex scene. I'll leave it at that. It's like something Dan would be in.
Like an orgy? You're talking about an orgy?
No, it's 2 people... Okay, I'll tell you. What do you care?
What do I care?
It's 2 people having sex, but all the women in the cult
are
watch because he's busting her cherry, if you will.
So she's a virgin.
Yeah, but they're all naked, too, around her. And when she starts making noises, they all make noises.
Yeah, that's...
Once again, based on a true story.
Is it?
Yeah, of course, Dan.
You know what I love too?
It says, I was just reading up here, it says...
Do you love the app? I love the app.
It's
where you can go back 10 seconds or forward 10 seconds.
Midsummer.
Do you use that? Hi, Tom Martino. You're
Troubleshooter 303-713-TALK. It's like we have 2 separate shows. One when we're off the air talking in the studio, and one when we're on the air. And those with broadband can hear us off the air. So, let's talk. Did you get the number for the woman with the RV?
Yes, and she didn't answer.
Okay. Now that we have the number, we can let Michael go until we get more information. Okay, so let's let Michael go. Michael will be back in touch with you. Should they have towed the RV? Now, when we have Michael's contact, there you go. Mike, he's gone. Okay, now, Here's why I wanted to get rid of him. I wanted to get that woman's number because I want to help her. Okay? I don't give a lick about his RV. As I said before, I think he was taking advantage of her. He knew she had $4,000 coming in. Why would he know that? He knew that, and so then he said her dream was to have an RV. All right, fine. Well, buy that RV. She's going to overpay for a piece of crap RV, a Mini Winnie, a 95 Mini Winnie.
85, brother.
I'm sorry. Oh, my God. I was looking at 95s, Mark.
Oh,
online.
you should see these gems.
85 RV with 100,000 miles. It might be more. He said 100. Now, listen to this.
I think there's more to the whole shopping center story as well.
Now, mind you, maybe it shouldn't have been towed. That's a separate issue. But I just don't like this guy. I think he's taking advantage of her. I wanted to get her number so we can offer her help. Maybe get her another RV or something. I mean, it's not going to be hard to beat this deal. Well, I just think he's taking advantage of her. I don't know how else to put it. Now, he says he's not, and he's so hell-bent on getting it back because guess what? He's going to be stuck with the bill because it's in his name. Right? Well,
I bet he abandons it.
Well, yeah, why would he keep it? If she made 2 payments, she's paid for the damn thing. This guy thinks it's worth, well, how much is it worth keeping it tied up for a year? What do you mean keeping it tied up? Are there people clamoring at your door to get it? I mean, it's not like there's a lost opportunity there. The bottom line is, I believe he is ripping her off. There's no other way of putting it. And now he wants us to bail out that RV so she can continue to be ripped off. Now, I'm not saying they should have towed it and any of that. But I don't want to get it out so she starts paying you again. And you better not be demanding payment from her while it's in pound, while it's in pound. Ray has a comment on this entire situation. Ray, what do you think?
Yeah, Tom, listen. I live in an area where you're talking about Mission Trace. Now, this RV, I mean, I sympathize with the lady, but this RV, it's always parked on the side of a road. It moves a few feet, stays there for a week or two, moves a few more feet, stays there for a couple more days, and then it finally probably ended up in that parking lot.
He said it was there for an hour.
Yeah, it's probably there for more than an hour.
What was it? Is it a true eyesore, man? Is it just simply ugly?
Eyesore out of this world. You wouldn't believe. I can't imagine anybody even living in that piece of crap.
Yeah, not only living in it, paying $1,000 a month.
$1,000 a month.
Yeah.
Total ripoff. Total ripoff.
Well, Ray, thank you for your information.
Hey, and Ray, if you see her, have her call us.
Yeah, we have her number now, so fortunately we'll be able to get through to her and help her.
Let's get her on right now.
Now, this guy has undue influence. That could be that law about elder abuse or at-risk adult.
And if she's got $4K a month coming in for retirement, why in the hell is she living in this thing?
Well, maybe she doesn't want to live conventionally. Okay, but we can help her.
Yeah, but she could live in a very nice RV with that income.
Dave, what's going on with you, Dave?
Hello.
Hi, Dave. What's happening?
Well, what's going on is that I have a health care problem.
What is the problem, Dave? Talk about it.
Okay, in fall of 2017,
yes,
I somehow was infected with ate something or drank something, and I got parasites.
Okay, hold on. Dave, where were you? How did you get infected?
I'm here in Colorado Springs.
Yes.
I don't know if I ate something or drank something, but I think that's...
And how do you know you were infected? Were you told by a doctor?
No. They usually deny...
Okay, hold on. Now we're getting into strange territory. They usually deny. Dave, I need to know, to help you build a case here. Bring me back there. Like, all of a sudden, you're not feeling good, right?
Yeah, in the fall of 2017, I started having some problems.
Yeah, and you're thinking, wait, I don't feel good. So then what did you do then, okay? Are you living alone, by the way?
No, I have a wife.
Okay, so you're living, were you working?
I was working, yes, self-employed, music teacher.
Okay, you're a music teacher. You give lessons?
Yes, I had to stop giving them, though.
No, I understand. So here you are, you're a music teacher, And one day you're not feeling good. You say to your wife, what, honey, I'm not feeling good? Maybe something I ate. And then she says, go to a doctor. How did that happen? I really want to know this because I hear you suspecting that people are not giving you the proper care. So tell me what happened. Oh, you told your wife you're not feeling good. You made an appointment. Did you go to a doctor that day or that week, a month later? What?
It was February 2018, just when winter was about to end.
Gotcha.
I decided to get a primary
So
care.
you weren't feeling good in fall of 2017. A few months later, you went to the doctor, okay?
Yeah.
And what did you tell the doctor?
Well, I told him, because I didn't have a primary care physician at all.
Yeah, what did you tell him?
I told him that I have parasites.
Well, hold on. How do you go from not feeling good to going to a doctor and saying, I have parasites? I seldom walk in and tell a doctor I have parasites. What led you to say that and not just say, I'm not feeling good?
The pain that I was experiencing, I can start feeling them crawling around.
Okay, now, listen. Who told you you had parasites? At what point you weren't feeling good and then you had parasites? At what point did you decide you had parasites?
I figured it out myself when I seen them in my waste material when I used the restroom.
Okay, so when you use the restroom, do you obviously have worms or something?
Yes, and different species of parasites.
All right, you hold on a second. Oh, did I drop him by mistake? Damn! Dave, I think I dropped you by mistake. You can call in again. I hope you're listening. All right, please, 303-713-TALK.
Yeah, we don't want to let him get away.
Dave, call in, because I have some very valuable information for you. The guy with parasites, you were disconnected by mistake, all right? Now, Bill, I notice you've been holding too. Bill, you're going to talk about your wife falling?
Right.
Okay, now, I just want you to keep this in mind. With premises liability, it's called. It's one of the most difficult, the most difficult personal injury to collect on is medical malpractice. The second most is premises liability, okay? So I'm going to target in. This is what I want you to be thinking about because I'll come back to you. I want you to target what, no pun intended, she fell at target. I want you to, focus on what they did wrong. More coming up.
Those reported. Let me just tell you something. There is a very specific mental illness where people feel Pro Auto Care.
We went and visited one. Dan and I.
Where they feel parasites. Parasites is one of the symptoms.
Remember, she showed us
species too. I mean,
this woman showed us this thing, this jar.
We had
said, look at all these bugs in there.
We had people. I had a guy scraped his arm, all his skin off. It was like in one of those horror movies where you just see the muscles and all that because the parasites were getting him. Now, there's a certain diagnosis called Morgellons disease, but if you look at Morgellons disease, you'll find out there's no such thing as like chronic fatigue. It's associated with emotional instability. Look up Morgellons disease, and people just tear themselves apart.
That's fucking gross. Can you imagine being that sick? You really think parasites are in you?
It happens.
Pro Auto Care is my car nanny. Do you know what it's like to have a nanny? Do this, do that. How about this? How about that? Nanny, I'm stuck. I'll come and get you. That's what I'm talking about. Pro Auto Care. What I mean is this. You get gentle reminders on maintenance and what's needed on any recalls. And then, if you're ever stuck in between any service, you get like 36,000 miles of free roadside assistance. This is Pro Auto Care, the car nanny at its best. And they're my car nanny. Should be yours too. 303-PRO-AUTO is the phone number. And the website, 303proauto.com.
So the other thing he says, a nurse assaulted him.
Is there coffee
by
in there?
enforcing a catheter?
We're going to get you some, but they're not in there. We're going to get you some.
Is
What do you
Daff
want
here?
in it? Yeah, we'll get it.
Hey, Daff, would you grab some coffee for
What do you
Rod?
want in it?
A lot of cream, a lot of sugar.
A lot of cream, a lot of sugar.
So like 3 sugars and a lot of cream?
Please.
3 sugars and a lot of cream.
Please.
No, please. Just do it!
Make it quick.
So,
Make it quick.
So Tom, the other thing this guy has, Dave, the issue with, he says a nurse assaulted him by forcing this catheter into him, and he still has pain from it.
No, okay. This guy is insane. He's now.
It took you this long?
No. The thing about all catheters.
So soon as the worms were from another world.
No,
where it
not
all
another
came
world.
together.
Is when they deny it. Why do doctors deny things? You get right down to it. Did he call? Oh no, we didn't get back the parasite guy. We didn't get him.
Tom, he's online too.
Thank you.
Oh, I got his phone number too.
Okay.
You should take him out to lunch or something, man. Come on.
I told him.
One of these days we're going to show up and it's real. Tell me that would be fucked up. Seriously, he's like, hey, look in the toilet. And there's his turd with
it comes out
with a little guy.
It comes out.
Told you.
It's real.
Now what are you going to do, troubleshooter?
Tell me it's fake.
There's more to manage small businesses with their next great hire. Like Jen Rupert, marketing director for
that's the two problems.
Jen was busy, always running it, keeping something. And by the way, she also...
They all dismissed parasite infection and refused to do anything about Nurse Abby physically assaulting my penis and scrotum.
I may have you read that.
See, people come to LinkedIn throughout.
This is the email I sent.
Learn, network, and grow.
I love Billions. I love Billions. From the very first season. Do you love Billions?
I've never watched it.
Oh no. You got to. Do you have Amazon or are you a cheap shit? Oh no, I got
Amazon
HBO. HBO it is. But through Amazon you can get the subscription. And I keep HBO active when I like something and then turn it off in between.
You can do that?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
I didn't know you could do that either. I was going to say, since The Sopranos, there really hasn't been too much good.
Oh, you like The Sopranos too?
I rewatched the whole thing about a year ago.
You want a financial Sopranos? Billions.
Really?
Oh
okay.
my God!
Really?
It's financial, and it's cerebral. You got to be quick to pick up on the dialogue. It's almost like Dennis Miller comedy, along with economics, they'll do quotes like so quickly, and they'll make references that you'll think, wow. Like I'm trying to think of some of the references. They're so funny. I can't get hold of anybody. Some of the highbrow references, I'm trying to think now, because when they happen, I think, did they really just say that, quoting from something which is, oh man, it's such a great series.
So Rock, you watch a lot of series?
When they're good.
Okay, so the one that told us, remember, that said the best one he's ever seen?
Oh, terrible.
Not terrible, but 6 feet under.
I found it totally terrible.
There you go.
It's depressing. It's kind of
yes, dear.
So I asked Stephanie Thomas if she has something rent-wise to maybe get them out of there.
Get who out of here?
The family.
Oh, that family.
She said they have a rent-to-own kind of thing. She's going to keep her eyes open. They're a military family. She's so sweet.
Let me ask you something.
They're a military family?
Yeah.
They should be getting BAQ and all that other good stuff.
Well, it's just her.
Her
no,
husband?
we're talking about two different things.
Oh.
I was talking about that when he said that, but
okay.
You're talking about the family with the...
Six people.
Right.
That's a military family?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, they should be getting BAQ, separate rats, all that other stuff.
What does that mean? Yeah.
I mean, they pay your rent, they pay your rent, and they pay your phone because you have to have a phone.
Up to a certain amount.
Yeah.
Up to a certain amount, correct.
Who pays for a phone?
But no, you're if you have a lot of kids, the military, as long as you're still a good soldier, and you have 18 kids, and you're valuable to the military, they will pay for your 18 kids.
He's a vet now. He's
a vet.
Okay.
He's not
active.
Right.
Not active.
Well, that's a big difference.
That's a
And
big difference.
I said vet.
They're not a military family.
He's a vet.
Just
their
get
son
lost.
is.
Is this fake news again?
Their son is joining the Marines.
Korea just got bombed again.
Damn, Korea got bombed.
Mark, remember that time that you told the story that was really Suzanne?
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. American Restoration 24/7 is with us if you have any questions on that. We have a few emails we'll get to, but right now, this is important. Dave said he wasn't feeling good in fall of 2017, and then he said that in February of 2018 he made a doctor's appointment, and he told the doctor he believed he had parasites because he can feel him crawling and creeping around, and he's not feeling good. And then we're going to take the story from there. But I really want to get through this because I think I have some important information. I really do, and I'm not kidding. Dave, so you went to the doctor and said you have parasites. What happened then?
Yeah, that was in February of 2019.
Okay.
They ran all
No,
of
it's
their
February. It was February of 2018. Yeah. Then what?
tests. Right, and they did all the normal tests. And,
Right.
And they did a lab test also for the parasites, which came back negative.
Okay.
That was a stool test. But my blood test showed parasite activity in the monocytes, which they totally ignored.
Like, what do you mean activity?
In other words, that parasites were present.
Well,
and they came out in the blood test.
what blood tests? I don't know of any blood tests that test for parasites. So therefore, I need to know exactly what test it was.
Yeah, the part with the monocytes. When the monocytes are tested. Parasitic activity. Yeah, monocytes. That's a part of the blood test.
Okay, monocytes.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. And then on monocytes, go ahead. What happened?
Yeah, they totally ignored it. The summer goes by, the fall goes by. I'm going back and forth to the doctor.
Monocytes, okay. I'm looking at monocytes, and monocytes are not part of a blood test. Monocytes are actually the organism itself.
Oh, okay. Well, in the blood test, it listed monocytes.
Okay. Yeah, but that probably came up if they found monocytes.
Oh, I see.
I don't know. I'm doing this on the fly, bro, so I don't know. But why would they ignore them?
Well, I have a theory about it.
What is your theory? I want to hear your theory. Get right to it.
Okay, my theory is this. Parasites, I did extensive research. They are one of the causes of your 6 major diseases.
Okay.
From diabetes to cancer.
Right. So what is your theory? I got to hear it.
Okay. Well, they make more money off
of
calling
what?
it something else like cancer, diabetes, or high blood
Why
pressure.
would they make more money?
Well, it costs less to treat parasites. You basically get a prescription, which they didn't want to give to me, and I had to keep asking, and almost had to demand it. So they gave me a couple of samples, not the full prescription. Full prescription is like
I am told here that monocytes in blood is totally common.
Monocytes?
Yeah, are totally common in blood. They are the largest type of so-and-so in your blood, and they're stored, excess amounts are stored. Okay, so anyway, I don't want to get into a debate about monocytes. But, Dave, I'm going to give you the most valuable information you'll ever get in the world, and I hope you're not upset with me because I want to tell you something. I honest to God mean it. I'm not going to fool around, and even if you get angry with me, I want you to keep my number, and I want to stay in touch with you to help you. I am saying this as an opinion based on the fact that I talk to more people than anyone in the world. No one talks to as many people as me in a year. I have the privilege of talking every single day about every single problem there is, and I get to look back on all these like a doctor looks at case histories, and I will tell you that everything you're describing is mental illness of some kind. Yeah, I understand, Dave. I know. I want you to be upset. That doesn't matter. Just don't lose my number. But you have some kind of an emotional problem or trauma that caused you to look inward. You looked and you found parasites. Some people find different. I understand. And I expect you to disagree. I am saying that there is no reason in the world for a healthcare professional to deny parasites. When you said they deny them, then it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. There's no reason for them not to want to treat you. And if they can't find them, well, why wouldn't you accept that they don't exist or that there's something else wrong? The only reason I'm saying mental illness, I don't mean like you're crazy. I just mean like there's something off and you are feeling, and you truly are feeling it. And I believe you truly don't feel good. I believe everything you're saying. I just think that the manifestation is of something more emotional, and that's just as real as something physical, but I don't think it's coming from an actual parasite. That's just my stupid, ignorant opinion. And anyone can call who wants to and say I'm a nut, and I shouldn't say that to them. But have you considered talking to a psychiatrist about it?
No, I don't need a psychiatrist. I'm completely sane. My problems are physical. I've seen them.
Dave, they are physical. And Dave, listen, I'm not. I don't even know how to put.
May I say this?
Yeah.
Dr. Everett, one of the PAs at Mount Stratton facilities, after all the tests showed negative, and I said I do have them, they said I didn't, he offered that I pay for a diagnostic solutions comprehensive test. It's out of the network, and I had to pay $359 for this comprehensive lab test. That GI map, that test came back showing 2 coders.
Here's what I'd like you to do. Suzanne, I don't want this guy to be insulted, and I want to help him. I want him to send us his results. I'll have them looked at.
I was in the United States
I had that
Army
really
for 12 years.
rare, remember that thing?
They took a parasite, but no one's denied. They won't deny
me
it.
completely seriously. Even though it was, they took me completely
Well,
seriously.
yeah, but
even though it was very rare.
They'll look for it. But if it's not there, it's not there. If it is there, it is. If they can't find it, then I understand that.
He did the sample? I thought it was his blood.
No, they checked him. They did a full workup and
Because he said he's seen it crawling in the stools.
Well, he did.
Look at that other woman that found. I mean, people.
That's usually where they are, is in your gut. They're rarely in any place else.
Right. I pulled a tapeworm out of my nose one time that was 17 feet long.
So
that was your intestine.
You know how they, in some places, how to get rid of tapeworms is you smell warm.
They're produced in the bone marrow.
When they come on up through your nose.
Yeah, the monocytes, leukocytes, there's all kinds of stuff.
There was a place.
People don't.
Back in the turn of the century, there was diet doctors that did that.
Really?
Oh man, yes, the turn of the century diet
It
doctors.
allows you to eat meat.
Yeah.
People don't like when I diagnose it, Mark.
Why?
You're probably right,
Mental
though.
illness.
Yeah, but it's obvious he's...
I've had some really weird stuff, and they've taken me completely seriously.
Look, tapeworm diet.
Cryptosporidium.
They do it right now, bro.
Isn't even in this country.
Tapeworm diet. What happens? Blah, blah, blah. How does the tapeworm diet work? Swallowing a pill that has a tapeworm egg inside. When the egg eventually hatches, the tapeworm will go inside your body.
Are surrounded by germs in our environment, and they can have a negative effect. They can cause us to be ill, to give us harmful infections. In severe cases, they can cost our lives. When these germs enter our bodies, our immune system views them as intruders.
I can't even believe that.
Our immune system has a key.
How do you get rid of the tapeworm?
Monocytes are a type of white blood cell that fights bacteria.
That's what I thought.
Monocytes are the biggest type of white blood cell found in our system.
No. Never heard of it.
They are good.
Amazes you every day.
Monocytes fight infection.
I saw it like
that's what I thought a monocyte was.
That's what I
a
thought
white
it was
blood
too.
cell. Yeah.
It's been a little bit, you know.
That's what it was clicking to me. It was.
So
how about if you got one of those
Did you
pills?
hear that, Dan? Monocytes are good. They fight infection.
Right. It's autoimmune infections. Yeah.
If you order a bunch of those pills and you slip them like Mickey's, man.
So, okay, so you keep on eating.
Wouldn't that be fucked up?
And this takes it. You got to be dumping it out then too.
Yeah, you shit it out.
What are you talking about? Eating
tapeworm diet.
A tapeworm diet.
Yeah, you swallow their little capsules. No. The capsules have eggs in it, and then they're born into you.
Why would you do that?
Because they eat all the nutrients and all the fat.
You lose weight like crazy.
You drop weight as much as you eat.
You believe that?
You're a liar.
No!
They don't have
They've been doing it since the turn of the century, tapeworm diet.
I fucking saw it on 60 Minutes is how I know about it.
Do they work?
Yes, but it's fucking dangerous as hell.
Why?
Because you're fucking hatching parasites in you. That can't be good. It doesn't even sound good.
What are the side effects, though? Because I haven't heard that many side effects.
Well, here we go. Read them.
What do you know?
They were doing this at the turn of the century. Parasite diet.
Tapeworm diet pills. Come on now. Give me a fucking break.
I know.
No way. Tapeworm diet for weight loss. Give me a break! Tapeworm diet works by swallowing a pill that hatches tapeworm eggs!
I'm gonna slip you some.
They grow inside you!
I'm gonna slip them a Mickey.
And they eat what you're eating, oh my god!
Can you imagine if you had those and you just put them in people's
so you
shit?
get diarrhea, pain in the abdomen, nausea, feeling weakness, fever.
Like any other diet.
It's the same thing as having an infection.
Yeah.
Your immune system goes crazy.
Stop by and talk to your pharmacist today.
Also, you
the
get
biggest
cysts from
dangers, you can't control
where they go.
Where it attaches.
Yeah, they can attach.
You could have a dangerous infection that does not go away. Are you going to do this, Mark?
Yes, you're going to
Why the fuck would I do it?
Come on, it's going to be good for the show.
I'm slipping one of Dan's drinks.
It's good for the show.
Did you get the impression he was promoting it?
I thought so.
Yeah.
Back in the turn of the century, a lot of times what they do, they attach themselves to kidneys and they kill the kidneys.
Mark Majors with a tapeworm.
They get up into the urinary tract and get into the kidneys.
Blockage of
It's the
bile
best.
ducts,
Yeah.
appendix, pancreas.
We wanted to get the super duper tapeworm. We don't want to.
I'm gonna get them as an endorsement.
It can cause dementia, vision problems, disruption of all kinds of functions.
Yeah, but you're forgetting you lose weight.
I've got a bunch
Are
of...
you fat? Do you like to eat a lot?
Then to get rid of them.
I collect those quack devices that were turn of century that make sparks and stuff like that. I've got books about the tapeworm.
I wonder where you buy it. We got to call up and ask.
China. They come out. You can get out of China.
The dark web.
You can try out any hearing device.
But this,
Let me say this.
But this only works in theory, it says.
Yes, it does, in theory. And then you have people saying
Then you have to
they
drink the blue
love
stuff to
it.
kill them.
Is there people actually said they love it? Oh, God.
You can drink. There's a blue stuff you can drink. It'll kill them.
How can you even imagine that?
You lose a whole bunch of weight.
So I thought, seriously, I looked this up before, and you smell warm milk, and when it comes on up your nose, you pull them out.
Could be true, because they're in your gut. But what I had read about them was that they had a...
It definitely causes weight loss, so there's no doubt
But
about
once they lost the weight, then they drink something and kill them.
it. Once you get fucking...
It was on
It probably gives you diarrhea.
You can't necessarily get rid of them. Sometimes they go places you can't get rid of them.
Yeah, if they're in their gut, you can, but that's what they were saying. They go to kidneys and other places that
So I'm looking at Snopes, even though I don't believe Snopes.
the poison didn't get to. What's that?
Snopes,
I'm reading Snopes right now.
How about this one? Meth.
Meth diet? That'll work.
Is more effective, they said, than tapeworms.
That would work.
The meth diet.
That would work.
Then you call Rock when you're done making your own meth.
Yeah.
Have a meth
Hey,
inspection.
have you ever done
have a
that?
meth inspection
Yeah, I was gonna
at
say, have you ever cleaned up
3
after
o'clock today?
Have you ever cleaned up after a meth lab? What
meth-
is it? What is the chemical that is? Is it the acid that they use?
It's all. It's the acid. There's all kinds of things.
I know there's acetone and.
Yeah, there's all kinds of persistent chemicals that are within the whole process.
Yeah. Do you have an ozone generator?
An ozone generator? They don't work.
I have one. They work. They do work.
Ozone for what?
They work if you got a. You have to have a very powerful one. They kill everything.
Yeah, well, that's what ozone does, but for what, though? What do you
Smells.
Oh, yeah, for odors.
A buddy of mine years ago, Larry, was growing dope before it was legal. He had a huge one. You couldn't smell anything.
Oh yeah, then you can't put it in your bedroom.
Well, and then, but you know,
ones they
ozone
sell
can also do deleterious things to your body.
Oh yeah, you can't have it in the same room with you.
Very bad.
Right.
Yeah, it converts O2 to O1.
Right. It's a ozone is a very serious molecule.
Oh yeah.
But it kills bacteria and smells. And if you have a car that has smoke smell in it, you put it in for a day and
Hi,
it kills
I'm Tom
smell.
Mark. Your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. This is the show where we toss around every problem known to man and try to solve them. And we try to do what we can to help people. That's why we have American Restoration 24/7 with us, because it's the kind of thing, restoration is the kind of thing where you can get really seriously ripped off when you have a fire or flood or some kind of storm damage.
Yep.
This hour brought to you by SimplyFloorsInc.com. Simply Floors Inc., where you make your own appointment right there. Simply Floors Inc., you'll save 20, 30, 40, sometimes 50% over big boxes, but you get better installation and better value all the way around. Listen, you just shop around. Prove it to yourself.
They'll come out, no obligation, if you make your own appointment there. They're at the southwest corner of 52nd and Ward. You can choose to go there or not. Just give them a call. SimplyFloorsInc.com. Okay, so, listen, I get to talk to a lot of people, and I don't want to cause a big ruckus here, but I sometimes give opinions, and people get mad at me. Sometimes
Why'd you
people
get hate
call,
mail? What?
People call about chronic fatigue sometimes. Sometimes they call about parasites. Really, I've had this call before. Sometimes about an implant in their brain or a satellite or black helicopters. I'm not making fun of anyone. I swear to God, there are certain common things. Now, I don't want to insult Dave. Dave didn't even get to his point about assault. I do want to talk to him about it. But Dave basically said he wasn't feeling good, and he started seeing some parasites crawling around in his feces, and then he said they did a test and found monocytes. And monocytes are actually good. They're white blood cells that fight infection, okay? And so I don't know what point he's making. I'd like to see his blood results, and we will have doctors look at them. Really look at them. But he claims they're not helping him with these parasites. I don't know why anyone would deny this or anyone would do any kind of conspiracy, but that's where it starts getting weird. How many times have we heard this over and over?
I went out to
here are the common things. People are spying on me. There are helicopters or aircraft flying. Brain implants are a big deal, really big deal. And then the other one is parasites. What were you going to say?
I went out to one about 3 months ago with Deputy Dan.
I know.
This lady held up a vial with water in it in little pieces of paper or maybe little pieces of carpet.
And swore to God they were crawling around.
Yes, it was. I looked at her like, this is a joke, right? But she was so serious. It's scary, man. She really sees these moving. It's nuts.
Now, this guy says, you know, is he going to send us the results, or is he pissed at us, Suzanne, basically? You know, what's the deal? We'll find out. She's on the phone right now. She can't talk.
How about the black helicopter guy that ended up trying to get in this building 5 times?
Yeah.
Remember him?
Yeah.
That was scary as he really thought Douglas County was flying black helicopters along with the FBI over his
following
house
him
5-6 times a day.
Yeah, and then following him.
You know what we should have done? What color's your helicopter?
Black. I know.
We should have hopped in it and actually buzzed them.
I was always thinking if I ever wanted to do a cruel joke, but you know what, Mark? Oh my God, they're really serious.
Oh, he'd be out there shooting.
No. People that think you don't want to enrage people. But it's a sad thing. We have American Restoration 24/7 with us. And, you know, they want to know at what point do you get involved in a weather incident? Like, for example, with a hailstorm, is it only if people have water damage or other damage? Like, when do you get involved? When should people call a restoration company? That's a good question.
Well, you can call us if you have questions about anything environmental.
Because it's not going to cost. Do you ever go out and look to see if they have stuff?
We'll come out and look at. We'll come out and look.
Like mold or anything like that?
Mold, yes. Mold is not regulated, but we can come out and look at your situation and we can do a test.
Because a lot of people are scared into doing stuff with mold they don't have to do.
That's true.
Then other people ignore it completely and maybe shouldn't. I mean,
exactly.
When you say it's not regulated, what do you mean?
Well, lead is regulated by the state and federal government.
So
meth is
there's a certain amount of lead you just can't have.
Mostly it's for children. It's mostly for, and then if there's dust created there.
Does it have to be removed in a home, lead paint?
Depends on the situation. Mostly it's about children 5 feet and under. At the point of 5 feet.
So, but if they have a home and there's lead paint in it and they're doing remodeling, what happens?
It does need to be tested, and it does need to be tested.
And if they find they have lead, then what?
Then it has to be. There's certain types of rules. Is if there's lead remediation, and then there's just
covering
repair. Yes.
Yeah.
In each situation,
it's different. Probably
is different.
Okay. Quick question.
I'll tell you about it.
Here's an easy question.
Okay.
Do you do the testing?
Yes, we do.
You can test for lead.
Yes, we can.
You can test molds.
Yes, we can.
You can test air quality.
Yes, we can.
You can test for meth residuals.
Yes, we can.
All right. So are you state approved to test?
Yes, we are. We everything that we do, we are approved for by the state of Colorado, CDPHE.
So really,
if we're not approved,
they're the real
if we're not
deal.
approved by the CDPHE.
Oh man, he does stuff for the feds. This is the real deal.
AmRest247.com. Let's keep going. 303-713-TALK. Okay, listen. Let me get to Bill, who I said I would get to. Bill, your wife fell in 2017. Now, the statute of limitations is running, so let's. You need to do something within, I believe, 3 years on that. But let's talk about or it might be. Actually, it might be shorter than that for a personal injury. But what was the circumstance, Bill?
My wife was shopping at a Target store in Sheridan, and she was in the produce section, and apparently they had irrigation problems in the section for a number of hours. They had a plumbing company out there working on it. The black mats that run under the produce section, apparently water was leaking out from under that mat, unbeknownst to her because there were no signs, and the area was not roped
Was it
off.
unbeknownst to them?
No, they had a plumbing company out there working on it.
At that moment?
Yes.
Okay, but why was it unbeknownst? What do you mean? What was unknown that you think the store knew?
Unbeknownst to my wife.
Right, that there was water underneath, right?
Right.
Could anyone see this water with the naked eye?
I don't think so.
Okay, keep going. What happened then?
Well, she stepped off the black mat onto the regular floor and just lost her footing, fell
Slipped
Hit
and
her head on
fell.
the cart on the way down.
And what happened? What injuries?
She's had headaches for 2 years. She's got bulging discs in her neck.
Was she taken to the hospital?
No, they didn't even offer.
Well, whether they offer or not does not increase or decrease their negligence. And a lot of people, by the way, I should mention this, when it comes to a personal injury, many people are more pissed off about how the place reacted than the actual injury, or that they want personal injury because of how they reacted as opposed to what they really have. Just as an aside, whatever they do and however they act, unless they contribute to your injury, it doesn't matter. If they laugh at you, it doesn't add to your injury, or to their negligence, I should say. It could add to your injury if they don't act in time and you need an ambulance or something. But let's get right to it. Let's just get right down to it. Unless they knew about the situation and ignored it, in premises liability, that's what you have to have. And you're telling me they didn't ignore it because they hired somebody. And then they didn't, and then knew about something. So you can make the argument, and I know where you're going. Since they hired a company, they knew there was a problem. And if they knew there was a problem, they should have been more vigilant. And they didn't. They should have suspected there might be water creeping in and done something about it. But it doesn't necessarily work that way. If it was hidden and not obvious, how could they have known? What did they do wrong is the question. Now, I'm not trying to give you a hard time, but I am trying to at least give you as much a hard time as you're going to get in the beginning, because it is one of the most difficult personal injury categories other than malpractice. So with premises liability, there has to be knowledge of a dangerous condition and then ignoring it. So, and then, so I'm going to ask, what do you think, Bill? I mean, I'm not trying to tell you to go away and don't bother, but I'm exploring this. I have nothing in my, I have no foregone conclusion. So tell me what they did wrong.
Well, she asked the store manager why the area wasn't signed or roped off. He said the lady was at lunch.
But you're not telling me anything. What do you mean signed or roped off? What does that mean? Why would it be signed or roped off?
Well, because water was leaking on the floor.
Okay, but was it obvious? If water was leaking on the floor, why did your wife not see it?
Apparently it was under the black mat.
Okay, if water was under the black mat, and again, I promise you I'm on your side. If water's under the black mat, why would a store manager rope off the area if he didn't see it?
Well, in my estimation, if they knew there was an irrigation problem, they should have roped that area off so that people weren't shopping in there.
Why? If you have an irrigation problem, what was the irrigation problem? I mean, why would they assume we have an irrigation problem in the produce, on the produce shelves, you know, where those little sprayers come out, and they're not working, where they're not working, therefore people should not shop. It doesn't make sense. Here's where they should rope it off. They're having an issue with, I can't even think of a thing. I mean, why would they rope it off? They're not. What presented a danger that told that manager, okay, we better rope this off? Because, for example, if the restrooms are out of order, they have a plumbing problem. Should they close the store? No. What should they do? What if one of the pipes burst and it hurt somebody? They didn't do anything wrong. They have an out-of-order restroom. I don't know what a broken irrigation system, what that says to a manager or to the staff that there is a danger. It doesn't. A broken irrigation system, do you know it was leaking? Did they see leaks before? If they suspected there was a leak, where was the leak? And did they see it on the floor? They had black mats. Your wife didn't see it. Why did you think they should? I need you to walk me through it. If you think this is a rough trip, you're talking to someone who wants to help you find a case. Wait till you get to somebody who's shooting holes in your complaint, like the first round of a personal injury case. And I'm not suggesting, by the way, you want to bring a suit, okay? Maybe you just want them to pay some doctor bills. In fact, I should just ask you what you want. And again, keep in mind, this is to get you ready for your claim no matter what it is.
This report is sponsored by Exxon and Mobil's new
he also has to prove. He has to prove it. How's he going to do that?
Well, they already acknowledged there was a problem with the irrigation, and they called the plumber.
Yeah, but how's he going to prove that they were
ignore
right? Yeah, he can't prove it. It's a problem.
Well,
And it's 2 years later.
He can prove there was.
Yeah.
There was. He can't prove negligence.
Yeah, I know. And he also, it's 2 years later. Trying to start this 2 years after the fact. He's got a long road ahead.
Hey, maybe we should get Fuller on. I know, listen, you tell him. He may not like the cases, but he gets his name out there, and if he doesn't want it, then we'll give it to someone else, okay? We're going to call him first.
That's a good theory.
Is she listening to any of this? You can explain it to her. Yeah, I know it's hard in there when you're talking. So what do we got coming up, bro? QC me.
It's Supreme. It's premium.
QC dreaming.
Today, or go to Exxon.com for more details.
Quiet Cool of Colorado is the one that I've chosen for my house. You know, whole house fans work. They all work. If you just pull all the hot air out of your house and push the hot air out of your attic, they all work. QC works better. First of all, they're better motors, more powerful, and quiet. That's what people want. So they put a small attractive grate in the ceiling on the top floor of your home. And then, or the highest, level. And then they have a remote, a flexible duct, and then the fan is mounted on the trusses there in the middle where you don't hear it. It's because of all that insulation in your attic. So really, it's quiet. And what I love is you never, ever, ever have to bother with wiring. It's all remote control. And it took less than an hour, and it has great results. They work, okay? Now you decide which one. QCColorado.com. That's the one I chose, and I can highly recommend them. 720-398-4510. 720-398-4510.
If you've saved a lot in your
So I'm reading here, kind of funny.
How much time?
The tapeworm diet is a myth, as it says here.
No, they used to do it in the turn
No,
of
they
the
definitely used to. People, not with those pills. People would fucking swallow it.
Maybe not nowadays, they still do it, but they were doing it.
You can buy them at Walgreens.
Yeah.
And then it says you can't get rid of them by smelling milk when they come out.
Smelling milk?
Yeah.
Okay, we're coming up for another commercial.
I was going to have you try one.
Because for one thing, they live in the intestine.
I want to tell you about the dentist that Suzanne is in love with for her cosmetic work she had done. It's so beautiful. Her teeth look wonderful, by the way. And you know what? Dr. Kelly and Dr. Jerem, they don't just do cosmetic dentistry. They do full implants, and they also do general dentistry. Dr. Kelly is in the tech center. Her husband's in the Monument Dental Studio. Look them up, avenuedentalstudio.com. And here's the bottom line. They do beautiful work, and they have a special right now that will blow your mind. They will do full cosmetic consultation with a cleaning, x-rays, and exam, all of it for $59. 720-240-4740. 720-240-4740. avenuedentalstudio.com. Send that one.
A-Plus Hardwood Floors is having the summer sale.
Were there any others I did today we need?
You've only done, I think you're missing
They're going to come out to your house, measure your project,
Simply
help you
Floors.
pick out your floor,
I did
rent
Simply
you free
Floors, not on the
installation
log with
equipment,
mine.
and have a professional
Oh, you did?
install
For
consultant.
mine.
Okay.
The hours.
That's the only one I didn't hear you do.
Clubs working
I
with
did it.
do-it-yourselfers and of DIYs not
How
your
did you
thing.
know they're on
They can
Thursdays?
take care
You
of your
just
project
remembered
from
that?
start to
Yeah.
finish, like
that's
we did
pretty
with my
cool.
house. Summer
Yeah,
sale
they're on
ends July
Thursdays.
31st. Visit one of
Unless
the
I
showrooms or
squeeze them in something. You know,
aplushardwoods.com.
sometimes I juggle.
All right, I want to tell you
Yeah, I
about
know.
Joe.
Okay, so
Becerra,
approval
criminal
reverse
defense attorney
is
at referrals.com.
this
If
month.
you get
You
caught
know-
for a DUI, there's only one of two possibilities, really. Either you were stupid and did drink.
Heartworms are even better for you.
Neither you were
Man, that's hard on dogs.
Yeah.
The pills are hard on dogs.
Yeah, but you can lose a lot of weight.
There are two cases
All
going
offsets.
on, a civil and a criminal.
The pills to get rid of it.
Yeah, it's hard on the dog.
Yeah, it's real hard.
Oh, yeah. Heartworm, you mean?
Seriously though, if you're 800 pounds, why wouldn't you swallow a fucking tapeworm? I mean, being 800 pounds is way worse than anything a parasite's going to do to you. I don't even know how some people's hearts work. Really, truly, 800 pound people that can't get out of bed. How do their fucking hearts even work?
Barely. The answer is very
Have you ever
low.
wondered how they wipe their ass? Have you ever wondered that?
They have someone wipe it.
Oh, do they?
When they get in bed like that, they have to have somebody feed them.
Dan gave that one heavy set broad a
Reach around.
reach around massage.
How do you do a reach around if your arms aren't working?
He's like
So I grabbed around there, and then Mark did the reach.
He used one of those claws that extend through.
We have a distinguished guest here talking like that.
Twister works better.
Hey, Roger, is a meth test an easy test? You just do it right there, and you gotta take it.
Is it parts per million?
Yes, it's part per million. The thing is, it's highly regulated because, like, today when we go at 3 o'clock, the police are going to escort us because, like, so once there's meth, there's 3 health departments, all 3 health departments, the state, depending on DEA, everybody. If it's MS-13, it could be Border Patrol. All these entities could get involved. ATF, depending on.
Man, it could be anybody.
Wow. It's huge.
Or everybody.
Correct. So it goes on a list, and it's because they want to track where the meth is going, what's going on with the meth. Track.
Can they actually take the test samples and tell if it's the same meth being manufactured somewhere else?
Well,
literally, it's almost like DNA.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I wonder if they can
Petroleum, they can tell you what well it came from gasoline testing. It's amazing what they can track.
I'm Tom Martino, ApprovalReverse.com. If you have any questions about reverse mortgages, and you should have questions, don't ever do it blindly, okay? Reverse loans are great in some situations, not good in others, but the lines of credit, for example, for emergency funds when you need them, how much better can you get? It's there if you need it, but you don't ever have to use it. And even if you're, or just get rid of your mortgage and not have a mortgage payment. You don't have to take out extra cash. ApprovalReverse.com, 303-771-3528. 303-771-3528. Let's keep going here. Okay. Bill's wife fell, 2017. What do they want? Okay, so what do you want, Bill?
Well, we just feel like they've accepted full responsibility for this negligence.
Okay, so what do you mean when you say they accepted full responsibility? Did they make what's called an admission in writing?
Yes.
What did they say? I want to hear it.
I don't have a copy of the admission. It's at the lawyer's office.
Okay, good. So they said, we accept full responsibility, we were negligent.
Right.
Then just write a check. How much do you want?
Well, they made an offer of $8,000.
Okay.
Which doesn't even cover the medical bills.
Okay. Okay, so have your attorney. Who's your attorney?
Ramos Law.
Okay. I get it. I see him advertising a doctor and a lawyer, right? Isn't he that guy?
Right.
Okay, so listen, it's a good pitch. But what does he say? How much does he think it's worth?
He said they made an offer of $8,000. He said, I met this, or I talked to this nice lady at Target, and I don't know if it was at Target or the insurance company, very sweet person. They've offered $8,000. He said, I might be able to get maybe 15, but that would be the top end. I said, well, what about lost wages? What about pain and suffering? What about
that's all very real, Bill. Now, see, I'm going to disagree that you misunderstood what you call an admission of negligence. I think what they said was, we will pay or we will settle it. And in negotiations, you're not allowed to use anything in court that was used in negotiations. And they know that, so they're trying to make it go away. But that's one way. That's what I think. But if they actually, under no reason in the world why any company would ever do this, make an admission of negligence, then this means there would be no court to determine negligence. Your trial would proceed directly to damages. There is no way you would not get paid every single damage, for real. I mean economic loss. You would get every dime she lost for income. You would get every dime you paid in medical bills, and you would get every dime, period, on everything. On the pain and suffering, that's the one where there's a judgment call, but you would get some pain and suffering. So, hey, you got life by the balls, as they say. They admitted full negligence. I'd like to see it and maybe have our attorneys look at it, because if they did that, then somebody needs to be fired at that store, at Target, and their attorney, the law firm, needs to be dismissed and never used again if that happened. Because under no duress nor threat of anything, they voluntarily accepted full responsibility and admitted negligence, which would be the first time I have ever heard of it, ever.
Well, that's the problem that we're having. He said, you know, we could take this to trial, but you're going to wind up spending possibly between $10,000 and $20,000 out of pocket.
I don't like his attorney.
No, you wouldn't. You would not, because they already admitted negligence. You would submit that and go right to, for injury. You would go right for damages. I mean, there's something I'm not hearing here. What were you thinking?
Well, Target's telling, or he told me the way Target's going to argue this is that she should have watched where she was going.
No. You just told me they already admitted negligence.
That's what we're having problems with the attorney. He
Bill
said we're not arguing with you about this. We're going to ask you to go to see a second attorney. Well, I've done that. Nobody wants to take the case because there's already one.
Bill,
I thought he said he had an attorney.
First and foremost, here's what I'm going to tell you. Okay, and please choose not to believe me. I'm telling you my observation. When I say choose not to believe me, not because I don't think I'm right, but because I do want you to, of course, continue. I don't want you to give up based on what I say. Number one, Bill, you're going to find they did not admit negligence, okay? They didn't. I know you think they did, but they didn't. That's number one. Number two, if you go to court, you will lose because premises liability you can't prove. That's my opinion. So they're trying to make it go away, Bill. That's why attorneys won't take it. Because trust me when I tell you, if you had a letter admitting negligence, the attorneys would be lined up. They would be. Why wouldn't they, Bill? They'd be lined up. Because all you have to do is establish damages. And she has wages, so she knows how much she did, right? How much did she lose in wages?
Probably $36,000.
Okay, and tell me how much she has in medical bills.
There's probably between $8,000 and $10,000.
Okay, let's say 10. So now we're at $46,000 plus any pain and suffering. So tell me why. What in your mind? Why would an attorney not take that if they had a letter admitting negligence and you can show math doesn't lie?
Why he should call Marco.
Hold on. I'm asking why.
I don't know.
Is it possible? And also, hold on. Also, they said one other thing. They're going to show that your wife wasn't paying attention, or they asked, right? Didn't they say that? You just told us that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why would they do that if they already admitted negligence? They can't go back on that.
Yeah.
Because, Bill, you're wrong. Do you understand? You're just plain wrong. I don't know how else to put it. How ignorant can someone be to think they admitted negligence when they're telling you what their defense is going to be? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you, I want you to send us the admission of negligence. That's what I want you to send us. The admission of negligence. 303-713-8255. Mike, you have a question about shooting guns? What is it? Mike?
Yes,
Hey, what's your question about guns?
Yeah, you know, I wanted to know if I could have a bunch of my buddies come out and if I were like dig a hole in an obscure piece of property, then maybe average, 20 or 30 gentlemen a week, and we just shoot my guns at targets.
Well, I used to go out on my 40 acres, and I had a backdrop, an earth berm, and I used to do target shooting all the time, and I had friends over. But it depends on laws of the county or city. I mean, it just comes down to that. Hold on, we'll discuss it. Hold on.
KRFX HD2 Denver. This is Denver's Talk Station 630.
Well, I thought your HOA didn't have it.
Fix it, long. Fix it, me. And do I have time to run?
Oh, mine's voluntary.
Some good news, and they crash.
Mine's $1 a year. I mean, I volunteer for it, but they don't care.
No, I have 2 in this break, right? Yeah.
Douglas County likes you to call up. You don't have to, but they do prefer you call up.
When we were
and say, hey, we'll be shooting for a while.
Do they?
When neighbors call.
When we were testing our machine gun that didn't fire anything, we had to call the police.
You can't have a machine gun.
because
Do
it's
you
not
have
like
a machine
automatic
gun?
weapons.
You can get a permit
his
You can get a
propane
permit
shooting
for a machine gun.
thing.
Yeah.
His bird shooter.
Yeah.
Scarecrow.
Well, it's not like automatic gunfire, so Jefferson County asked us to call and notify when we were going to use
That's
it.
what he just said. That's what Douglas asked. You don't have to.
Yeah, they asked us.
Although it could be a noise deal on yours.
Well, you know where they had me shoot it? Where I-70 and 470 comes together, the Jefferson County gun range, at their gate.
Do it right from the start with Lowe's. Subject to credit approval cannot be combined.
543.
I shoot all the time. Well,
Since there was no
Fix it 24/7. The name says it all. Fix it 24/7. 720-526-3939. This company is dedicated to providing value, honesty, integrity in a business where there are a lot of shams out there. Let's face it, home services, plumbing, heating, cooling, electric. So, you need someone, get them out there. What I love, and when they have time, they can do it. But I mean, really, if they're slammed, you may go to the back of the list for a little while, but it's worth the wait. That's the $39 clean and check of any system. That means AC, $39 a complete. They take out the blower motor, they clean it completely, they adjust, they lubricate, and then they give you a full health certificate, meaning a no breakdown guarantee. They do that on any system, you know, either plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and it's for $39. I never had a better value. I had all my systems done. 720-526-3939. The $39 people like $39 to find any problem, and then they accredit it to whatever fix they do. FixMyHome.com.
Know what your mortgage rate is. You know, you can shoot in national forests, as long as you're not by people.
Is that the second one I did?
But you got national forests by the cabin all around.
Yeah.
But if you put in a shooting range, now they block off where you can shoot. And Gilpin County's going to do that.
Block off.
The national forest won't allow people to shoot in that within so many radius of where the shooting range is at.
Or where the range is.
Yeah. But people are going out there, they're bringing TVs, they're bringing propane tanks, and
Oh, I know. They leave the cracks there. That's a big problem. Where our cabin is, the guy about 2 below us. Every afternoon he's out there shooting.
Do your kids watch?
Is that national forest? Is just his?
It's just his, our property.
Does that one with you?
No, nothing up there. And apparently,
And
I
I
mean, he's been
stopped
doing
watching, you know,
every
because
day
they
at about 5 when he gets home from
How
work.
far are
he
you
goes out
into True
and
Blood?
fires a few, a couple of clips or whatever, something. And
I
then
started losing
that's it.
interest when she
No, I tell you, I don't
But,
want to shooting
I
and
don't know, let's see.
stuff.
Can I tell you why I lost interest, or you still don't want to know?
I mean, these are shooting.
No, I will tell you this.
Yeah.
People that come out there.
Yep.
Centeno Schultz. That's the clinic that I recommend for living stem cell therapy, and basically for any pain or discomfort or problems with your joints, your muscles, your tendons. Why? Because if you need other care, they will tell you, and they can most likely provide it. Yes, they are the premier stem cell clinic in the country. But if you don't need stem cells, they will do the least expensive thing first, and non-invasive. Really, that's what they look for. The most cost-effective way to deal with your pain, and that's what I love about them. These phony balonies, these chiropractors and all of those, they look for the most expensive, and they drain you with fake therapies. Please don't get ripped off. Centeno Schultz, thestemcellexperts.com. They started, your Dr. Christendale started stem cell therapy for humans years ago, and that's why he has thousands of records to show when they work and when they don't, and when they, you know, best results, worst results, and when PRP works. It's just a great clinic of MDs. 303-963-9201, 963-9201, thestemcellexperts.com.
630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. People have asked me, Tom, where do you get this?
Do you find it racist? Honestly, the term go back where you came from.
No.
I don't either. I don't know how it's racist.
Actually, they brought something up on Ted sent me something.
Well,
I mean, unless
actually
they're from America.
Not when it's put just that way, no.
Well, basically he was saying, hey, this woman, everything she says, she hates Israel, she hates the U.S. So go back to where you're from, fix all that shit over there, then come over here and tell us how to do it. But then it turned into this whole race thing.
Well, it's a convenience. And when, like I said,
the sex card or race card is the easiest thing to do.
Exactly.
But it
when they
dilutes,
pulled that on
the
Pelosi,
trouble
that
is
was
it
mind
dilutes real
numbing
racism.
inside the
Exactly.
own party.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The four of them, the four
AOC
freshmen
did.
Congress
AOC did.
with AOC and the other ones, they basically said Pelosi is attacking all the brown people as
All the
they
women
put
of
it.
color.
How?
She said the women of color.
Well, how?
I thought she said brown.
How did they?
She said, but she did say women of color. They are having it.
How though? How are she doing it?
She's not. She's just
Well, how
because
did they
number one,
create-
they're stupid, and that's all they can.
God,
That's all they
they're
can.
so
They're
ignorant.
so ignorant, like 5th grade, like 8th grade ignorant.
But somehow, and I argued this with Dan, somehow they fucking ran a campaign and got elected and got into Congress.
No.
That's pretty fucking
Somebody-
impressive.
Stupid as
Mark,
AOC
it all
is.
gets down to their district. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
They're not national.
AOC
Yeah, but there's still other people that were fucking running. And AOC was running up against a long-term person people liked, apparently.
Well, no, they didn't like them.
Here's the deal.
She promised everything.
She's
Well,
also,
they all do that.
She also, she's kind of attractive. People like looking at.
Kinda. She's extremely attractive,
Well,
and that's
she's
half of it.
You know,
She's
no,
20
that's
young.
a lot of it.
So's
with any
Nancy.
candidate. With any candidate.
So's Clinton.
Hi, I'm
Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK. So, Mike, he says, if I want to dig a hole, first of all, you can do that legally and under zoning laws, and you want to make a rifle range or a gun range, it doesn't matter if it's rifle or not, and then you want to invite friends over, can you? And it all has to do with zoning. It does. You know, in America, we say we're free. We are free, subject to laws. But when it comes to property rights, that's the most time. We're curtailed more with property than we are in any other area of our lives, if you think about it. When it comes to property, they may call it your property, but they tax it and tell you what to do with it. They tell you where easements will be. They tell you if they want to take it because of government's interest. It's truly, and even they can even take it for commercial interests if they feel it'll help the community. The bottom line is you got to follow the law.
A lot of towns like Castle Rock, you can't even have what they call a projectile. Think about that. That's a slingshot, a rifle, a BB gun. It's a projectile you're not allowed to have.
You're not allowed to have or shoot.
Shoot.
Right.
So, Mike, where are you?
About it's in Weld County. It's right outside of Dacono, and I was just worried about cleanup. You know, I've been hearing all about this environmental.
You know,
and
actually,
EPA
I don't know
and
how that works. Do you know anything? You know, Rock is a pretty good scientist, honest to goodness, when it comes to the environment and American Restoration 24/7. They also have a part of their company that does a lot of the state testing, a lot of remediation. So have you ever heard of shooting ranges, lead cleanup? And is there a cleanup after a shooting range or anything like that?
Now, the military requires has cleanup, and they also have a weed mitigation, fire mitigation, because a lot of times, especially when we get dry here in Colorado, and you start firing weapons.
But are bullets still made of lead?
No.
Are they? Do you know, Mike?
Yes, I believe so.
But I mean, I imagine if you have a shooting range, you can accumulate a lot of lead.
There is a lot of lead. Gets in the soil.
Yeah, no, that's what I was worried about. You know, I got 15 or 20 people out here on a weekly basis, and
that's a lot of lead, man.
Yeah, and there's wells and there's a farm area. I just don't want to be in trouble.
Well, did you check with the county?
I can't get any answers from anybody. I checked with the county, and they're like, call the EPA. We don't know.
Oh, wait. No. Did you first talk about land use? That's the first thing.
Right, yeah, but it's fine to shoot the guns out there.
Okay, now you want to know, I know what you want to know. You want to know if in 5 years or so, all of a sudden, there's a massive cleanup site and you go bankrupt. Really? Because you bought this. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be sued in the future.
You know what? I never thought of it.
Turn me in.
Well, first of all, the county, listen, the county is saying you can do it. So you're not going to have a criminal thing because it's not like you are obviously breaking the law. But some environmental offenses do carry criminal offense.
Yeah, but what could possibly happen in reality with it? So, like
He's saying if he has like 20, 40 guys and they're shooting and they've accumulated a lot of lead over the years.
Then what would happen, though, is what I'm asking.
What if they designate it toxic and he has to do a cleanup? Do you know what environmental cleanups cost? Do you know when a farmer's dinged for environmental cleanup?
But what I'm saying is what would
do they
be
cost?
toxic
I know
about that?
Rock, what are they?
They're pretty costly.
Like $1 million, easy.
Easily, but if he's policing his brass, and then if he's shooting into some type of berm or something that's catching them,
and then you can just scoop up that berm.
Exactly,
I don't know.
that really helps if there's some type of berm or some type of
if it's not.
It's bermed up. Yeah, it's bermed up.
And if you use the berm and then you take away the berm, I don't know the answer is what I'm saying, Mike. I think it's a great topic. I mean, it's not like it's going to affect a lot of my listeners, but I think it's a good cerebral exercise. Why have you called the EPA?
Yeah, it's always messages and leave messages and leave your email.
Geez, that just gets you on the radar.
I'm going to put Deputy Clint on this. Deputy Clint, either EPA or some other agency. Let's find out.
Okay.
We're going to find out for you.
I'd love to know.
You're going to find out too? Okay. And Rock says he'll find out from American Restoration 24/7. Find out from one of your buddies, because you know a lot of these guys in government.
We do that type of work. We do work on Fort Carson. We do work.
Okay.
We do this type
find out as far as civilians, when does their site become of concern?
I'll get you
if they have a shooting range
with levels and toxicities and everything.
He could also call these clay shooting areas and stuff because they shoot thousands of rounds
and see what they do.
And they're out in the the country. So
yeah. Paul. What's going on with your AC? Paul? He's not there anymore, right? Okay, so you have to field the lines, meaning that there are people who have called in that we have to screen. 303-713-TALK. We do have time for those other calls. So let's go to the mailbag to see if we have anything for American Restoration 24/7. Okay. American Restoration 24/7. They want to know on their do you use Xactimate? That's a software insurance company use to estimate rebuilding.
Yes, we do.
Yes, now, we do. That can only be used for the rebuilding part, right?
Sometimes for the damages, and it's a pretty
what do you mean for the damages? Does it assess damage?
It gives a good price based on the area and the location and the the frequency and the amount of damage that's occurred. Insurance companies use it, contractors like us use it. It keeps everybody kind of on the same page. And actually, and it even keeps prices a little bit under control.
Well, yeah, if you know that Xactimate says this price and somebody is twice as much, then that's a deal. I mean, then you know that's the deal. You're getting twice as much, okay? The guy's got a lot of overhead, wants to make a lot of profit. Somebody is saying under that, way under that, it could be suspect because, hiring the guy at the lowest price doesn't mean you're going to get it. It means you could be in trouble and have to end up paying more because the guy walks off the job. Nobody's on the line.
How would an insurance company work? Let's say there's a flood for whatever reason.
By the way, I just want to tell people, Mark, 303-713-TALK. We have plenty of time for calls. Go ahead.
And it's a covered event. And let's say it ruined the furnace. Does Xactimate say how much they're going to give for a furnace?
It does give recommendations for a number of things. And if it doesn't, an arrangement or an agreement can be made between the insurance company, the owner, and the contractor.
Now, on a covered event, this is important to know. If a covered event or a covered item ruins something that is normally not, not covered, like a furnace, let's say. If the furnace is damaged in an insurable event, do they get full replacement cost of the furnace? Well, if the furnace blew up, they get full replacement cost. Something happened, a gas leak or something. But if the furnace is ruined by flood and the furnace was a certain age, that's where it gets questionable. Sometimes, if the item is not directly responsible for the loss, and it's just a secondary item that was ruined because of the loss, it's hard to explain, but if that item itself did not cause it, but something else caused it, you could end up with an ACV. You have to read your policies really carefully. Not everything all the time is 100% replacement. Okay.
And then in that example, there could be another issue. You might not have code upgrade insurance, so you might have to pay a lot.
Now that sometimes is crippling.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Do I have two in this one, too? God damn it. Okay, I'm going to have to really just...
They used to have one. I think they still have it. Cherry Creek Restaurant.
No, we haven't done a live
one.
No, it's still there. Could you run a buy and build? Do you have a buy and build with the new address?
And I'm just wondering all
this. It's right off that main.
I'll be the banker now, and then run to the head.
Well, I think it's just common sense. I mean, if you're shooting into a well every day, you might have a problem. If you're shooting into a berm,
I got buy and build's new address.
You're
shooting up in the air.
560 South Lopan.
I had a friend that had.
Okay. Did you get it?
Yeah, we have the.
It was pretty.
We have a recorded one for that.
I did it off a cruise ship one time.
Did what? Shooting?
Skeet shooting off of a Norwegian cruise line. It was a fucking blast.
Did you ever hit it?
Right off the back.
So
yeah,
technically,
I wasn't that good.
So
with
you
it.
know what? That's weird. You're moving.
Fish ate that.
Okay, become the banker. Do you want to be your own banker? Really, what that means is this: do you want to control the cash? Now, here's how you do it. You get a life insurance policy and you purposely overfund it. You put in more money than you need to for the insurance policy because the government says extra money grows tax-free. Well, it's tax-deferred, but there is a way to make it tax-free by drawing out that extra money in your retirement as loans. You know what? It's a great formula. It's a non-qualified retirement plan, so you're not limited by the government limits. To find out more, really call these guys that I know and trust. Joe Chiano's been doing this for years, and even if you don't want to do this investment, you will get accurate information from him. BecomeTheBanker.info. I have a video there and how to get in touch with them. BecomeTheBanker.info, 303-779-6600. Mark, if you have to just start the segment, I just really have to run real quick because I haven't been in a while.
Mike Chappell here, serial entrepreneur. I started my first business in the basement of a factory over 30 years ago.
That shooting at clay pigeons off the back of the ship is probably steel shot, not lead.
I don't know. It was actually on our honeymoon.
They've been putting
1992.
they've been putting steel shot and shotgun shells for the last 20 years.
This was before
that's much more expensive.
What's that?
Steel shot is much more
expensive.
expensive.
Where's the gun out too?
Right, but I'm saying lead shot is almost.
And you're forgetting too. It's fucking.
20 years ago, it probably wasn't.
No, not even 20 years ago. But when you're out at sea like that, man,
international waters,
it's
they don't
international
care.
waters.
Yeah, they don't care.
He said he's done a dolphin jump and he shot it.
I fucking nailed the dolphin right in midair.
Oh, God.
I sold it to Starkist.
Tastes like.
I told him it was tuna.
Tastes like chicken.
Oh man, you're killing
Tastes
me.
like chicken.
They say dolphins are smart.
You know, the cruise ships years ago used to dump all their trash.
The fish.
Dolphins
are really smart fish.
Not very long. It wasn't that long ago that cruise ships used to dump their sewage and all their trash overboard.
Yes.
That was only like 10 years ago.
Yeah. Less than that.
What do they do now? They claim they don't.
They haul it back. Well, they
so they say.
I wonder because I thought they were just supposed to not do it anywhere near shore.
I've seen the pipes coming right out of Carnival. You flush the toilet, you run over and look over your balcony, you see it.
There it is. I thought it was bigger.
That's what they call the side thrusters.
I've always wondered in these campgrounds I hook up to now, like, okay, so most sites have their own.
Yeah.
At some point, they must all come together to the same tank, right? There's not multiple tanks, or are there? I'm sure there's not one tank per there.
Those Honey Dipper trucks don't charge that much to come pump those things out.
No. Where do they take it? Fields?
Well, that's a good question.
No, they just spread it in fields? It's fertilizer.
Why do they call it Honey Dipper?
I don't know. That's
that's weird.
No, that's the name of the company.
Is it the name of the company so they all got named that? Like
No, that's
like
a here.
I've always heard that as a generic.
Yeah, I have too. Honey Dipper. I have too. I've heard it for years. Honey Dipper. I've heard.
Really?
I know
there's a company. I've seen company for.
Yeah.
Honey Dipper septic service.
Yeah, it's been used as a Kleenex.
Do they do porta potties and everything? Probably, huh?
Yeah, they do a lot.
God, what a business that would be. What a shitty business.
They make a lot of money.
Oh, I can't imagine. What do you think? Like when you go to a fair and they set those things up, or a concert? I bet they're $200-300 a day per unit.
You know, a lot of that is run by waste management.
How about that fucking guy that for the Boulder, that guy jumped in one into the woman's one. Literally was inside of it.
Taking pictures?
Taking fucking pictures, man.
Where?
That is the most
bottom?
disgusting.
Oh no, a guy was.
In the fucking
No, he went into a
porta potty.
In the bottom?
Yeah.
In the fucking
up in the
shitter.
mountains, laying in shit so he could see asses. Why wouldn't you just buy a magazine?
So a woman saw him in there, called the cops, He fucking got out and ran, but they caught his ass.
But what I don't understand is why would...
Because they smell
Hey,
them.
what are you in for? What are you in for? Can you imagine telling that story? I'd lie my ass off. Murder.
That's a serious sickness. On a
Serious sickness.
Oh, God.
The guy's fucking crazy.
He could rent porn, right?
Have you seen these?
I've never seen porta potty porn.
No, you know what I mean. I mean,
He could rent
That's
that.
probably a genre.
Have you seen these things now that it look like a coat hook they put on bathroom doors and spy on women?
A coat hook.
Look it up. You can buy them on Amazon.
Well, there's all kinds of
It's a coat hook.
Oh, there's everything.
And it's
I
a
mean,
camera.
they disguise them as anything.
The one in
anything.
they showed in Mexico one time. They had a fire. What do you call them? Fire alarm.
Sprinkler head.
It's a fucking fire alarm.
Yeah.
But it was nothing but a fucking camera.
Yeah,
So if you see the red light and all that shit, who cares, right?
Yeah, you think it's fucking
On
fire
those
alarm.
Airbnbs, they say a lot of people's doing that.
If I had an Airbnb, I wouldn't put one in the bedroom, but I'd put one to
Now, if
make
you
sure
see a
they're not
smoke alarm,
screwing up my
it
house.
could be like
I
that.
think you gotta watch that.
Yeah.
You think it's illegal?
This one looks like just like a
Your
coat hook.
troubleshooter 303-713-TALK. Let's talk. Justin, and we have room for more calls if you have them. 303-713-TALK. Justin, what's happening?
How you doing, Tom?
Good, man.
I'm a new home buyer for home,
Okay.
and my master bedroom happens to be over the garage.
Okay.
And we have central air and all that good stuff, but I go to bed around 7, 8 o'clock at night because I got to get up at 2 in the morning, go to work.
All right.
So it's a sauna in my room, even with the AC on.
Right.
So I'm trying to figure out
Now, is the floor insulated?
to ventilate the garage.
Is the floor
Yes, it
insulated? Okay.
Yes.
You know what? You bring up a good point, because even though you might... Do you have a whole house fan? I'm curious.
No, I just have central air and heat.
Okay. But there are two things I recommend in any home. First, get your attic, no matter what, because this will help, because everything else will be more efficient. The attic must be properly ventilated. That's the very first thing you need to do before even a whole house fan. Your attic has to be properly ventilated.
In his case, insulate the garage and the garage door.
No, it is insulated. Oh, you mean the garage itself. But that won't keep the garage cool. That'll just insulate.
It'll keep it a lot cooler than if it's 100 degrees out and it's insulated. It's going to keep it cooler. Of course it will.
Yeah, but not
my
that
garage
much.
is insulated.
But not that much. It will. But I think you can do it cheaper. Justin, first of all, I just want to say in general, get your attic done. Or checked, and maybe pop some new vents or get an attic, not a whole house fan, but an attic fan. Okay, once you know that's done, then I would get a whole house fan, and I would do this for the garage. I would simply do a thermostatically controlled fan on the wall that goes through the joist and exhaust it. And it's good to have, and you can put it on a timer. And it's also good to have because of cars running and all of that. A lot of people are starting to do that now, ventilate their garages. You don't even have to insulate them unless you're going to like an insulated garage. Nothing wrong with it. But some people will choose not to. Whether it's insulated or not, the fan will do more than anything to keep it cool. So the fan is but insulating the floor helps you with the cold in the winter, and then the ventilation thing keeps it cool in the summer. And again, you can
we don't have issues with the cold at all.
Right. Put it on a timer. Put it on a timer, and it goes through the studs, and I mean right through the garage wall to the outside. You put it up high. Yeah. Put it up high, not low, and then make it a size that's not convenient for people. And it's done. That's the way to do it.
Now, wouldn't you want to be able to circulate the air like a vent hole somewhere?
What do you mean to bring in the air? Yes, obviously, but most garages aren't airtight and stuff. But if you truly had to do that, yes, you would pop a vent in the garage door, in one garage door panel, or on another wall, the opposite wall, you could put a vent.
Yeah.
But I did that.
He might also have an issue.
I did that in my home, in one of my homes, yes.
He might just have an issue with the ductwork going into that house, too. We've had calls on brand new homes where the ductwork wasn't done properly.
Well, yeah, there could be all kinds of things that it's not running efficiently. But no matter what, sitting on top of a hot garage would be akin to sitting under a hot attic. We talk about it all the time. You know, that's where whole house fans shine, because they're pulling out that stuff. That hot air from the attic. Okay, Stephanie, you have a car mechanic issue. What's going on?
Yes, sir. I have a question. My father is a longtime listener of yours,
and he's the one who triggered me to call you.
Sure.
Short version is, over a week ago, went to work, my car was fine, left work, started making a big knocking sound. Got to work first thing in the morning, clearly too much of time to call in. I was so worried about driving the car to a mechanic shop that I had set up an appointment for a estimate at the following day that I called them and I was like, can I tow my car to you? And you guys can still take your time, look at it tomorrow during my appointment. And they're like, yeah, absolutely,
so in the
no
interest
problem.
of time, and by the way, we will get you back, so don't worry. What is the issue? Did they fix it wrong? Did they not fix it? Did they do stuff you didn't authorize? What was it?
A little bit of everything. They took out my engine without authorization, mixing my car up with another one.
They took out your whole engine?
Was blowing. Took out my whole engine without my knowledge.
Okay, hold on, Stephanie. Here's the problem.
Okay.
The Auto Repair Act limits what they can do, except in your case because it was towed in. When a vehicle is towed in, you kind of waive your right to a free estimate. Excuse me, to a required estimate, a written estimate. But you still have other rights. What's the name of the shop?
It is called Saul's Auto Tech.
All right, hold on. Suzanne, let's get her on tomorrow. It's car day. We'll get her on. And by the way, thank you so much. American Restoration 24/7. That's 8337-AM-REST. Keep them in your pocket for when you need them. I hope you don't. AMREST247.com. AMREST247.com.
A-Plus Hardwood Floors is having a summer sale with up to 60% off beautiful
made a call. They were over there with the Kemper air conditioner.
Do you like that website, Thomas?
They took the Kemper air conditioner over to that lady. Now, we rattled her cage, so to speak. You know.
Why? I don't mean the content. I mean the .com.
Oh, yeah, that. I don't know.
I set you up.
I was thinking about that.
I got CO Restoration is pointed to it right now.
Okay. You know, by the way, it doesn't matter how many points to it. It's a great idea to have it so you pop the one people remember. What do you think about?
But
what do you think about
natively,
AmRest?
Google will find that restoration word.
What do you think about AmRest?